Somebody done swap my skeleton. Imagine saying to somebody, imagine saying that. Like, imagine you walk up and you see a skeleton. You see a skeleton. Imagine you walk up and you see a skeleton inside of a shack, and then that skeleton says, "Somebody done swap my skeleton out." And they're all like messed up looking, like they all have like a different body and stuff. Somebody replaced my bones. Yeah, exactly. Chad, somebody replaced my skeleton. Like somebody actually replaced my skeleton. What happened to my skeleton? Who replaced my skeleton? God damn it! Why is it a different skeleton? Look, born to shit. That's not the same skeleton. This isn't the same skeleton. This is a different skeleton. This isn't the same skeleton that it's supposed to be. Somebody done replaced my bones. Born to shit. Forced to wipe. I actually got psyoped into using this, dude. What? What do you mean? Wait. There's no... What happened? What happened to the original skeleton? Chat, this is the original skeleton. Wait. Not my streamer, but not my skeleton. Somebody replaced my streamer. Where's the born to shit forced to wipe? I need to show you the original one. It is the not the meme text. Oh my god. What is this? What is this website, chat? What is this website? Chat, this is the third search result. The third search result is forced to shit wipe t-shirt. What? TikTok? TikTok? What the hell is this? I just want to show the original shirt. What is this? There's variations on this shit? That's the skeleton. See, that's the skeleton that I remember from ye olden days. That's the skeleton that I used to have. All right. Do you think? I've actually thought about this, and I think that I had this thought about torture for a moment. I don't really know why I got on this point, but I was thinking to myself, like, do you think you could torture somebody by taking out the bone in their forearm? The lion doesn't wipe. Oh no! Oh god, not the lion memes. Oh no, not the lion memes. The lion doesn't wipe. Oh, what a stupid shit. Good quality tea. I love the... Are these real reviews? Become ungovernable. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's kind of a sick concept. This is a good shirt. Become ungovernable. Cat biting hand. That's a good shirt. This is my favorite shirt. The print is amazing quality. The lion doesn't wipe, but it licks. But it licks. The lion... Chat, these are real people. Oh my god. Why is it every time you stumble in here, there's like an unhinged going on? You always think it can't be worse, but here you are. But you know what? At least you're having fun, right? There was a not now kitten one on. Wait, what? Wait. There was a not now kitten? Where? One on? Where? Not now kitten. Where's the not now kitten? Not now kitten. I eat cement. Click the lion. Okay, I clicked the lion. The beast inside me. Hold your horses left. No. Wow. Not now, kitten. Not now, kitten. Daddy is increasing shareholder value. My stomach hurts. Oh, the hat and everything. Average licorice stream when it's time to come in. 7 minutes in must be a new record for the stream to derail. Sorry, it started because of the skeleton. It's all because of the stupid skeleton. Like, I looked at my skeleton emote. And I realized that it's a wrong skeleton. And then it was just like constant, like, it just kept going. You were showering and all you hear your speakers is, look at this. Look at the image. Look at it. AI can't do this. AI can never replace this. AI could never. Chat, look at this. Not now, kitten. Daddy is increasing shareholder value. Can I just save this? This is for sure like a stolen image. What's the original image? Not now, kitten. Daddy is increasing shareholder value. Not now, kitten. Holy shit. Chat, oh my god. Somebody actually bought this. Danielle. Not now, kitten. Daddy is increasing shareholder value. Honestly, I would wear this if only because it's so goddamn funny. Oh my god. I know exactly what to wear because on the 30th, I'm gonna go visit my friend to see his son for the first time. Because he had his son in like quarantine. We were supposed to go earlier, but like it was just hard to find like free time. But now I can wear this and I can bring it to his house and I can be like, okay, this is... Wait, I should gift him this shirt because he's now a father. The ironic value of it is outstanding, right? I could give him this shirt because he's now a father. Rage consumes me. Hide your wife, alpha is here. Hide your feet, the alpha is here. I like how there's like hide your wife and then hide your feet. As if there's like two different things. I refuse to be lactose. What? Be respectful to daddy. I'll protect you, kitten, no matter what. Go away, kitten. You don't... I can no longer... Exquisite urine. What the fuck? Feminism? What is this? Chat. Feminism? Wolves, okay? Exquisite urine, milady. Exquisite urine, milady. They even got to be a shorter tee. You're right. They did cut it to be a shorter tee, like crop top thing. That's genius. I want to see somebody wearing this. Exquisite urine, my lady. Great design, just as pictured. Fun gifts for festival goers. Yo, imagine wearing this to like a medieval, to like a Renaissance fair. I would wear this to a Renaissance fair and people would love me. Like actually, people would actually look. Chat, when is the next Renaissance fair in my city? Let's see. When's the next Renaissance fair? Oh shit. It's at Black Creek? I didn't know we had one at Black Creek. Wait, that's so good. Chat, it's in June. I'm gonna go to a Renaissance fair. I'm gonna wear the shirt. Exquisite urine, lady. And I'm gonna proudly present my shirt to all the knights and all the ladies there, and they're gonna love me, or they're gonna call the police on me. Wow, this is actually like kind of a weird view for the map. I've never seen this view before. Is this like a normal display? How much does it cost to buy a ticket? About. Was that guy's nipple was just out there, eh? Photo and video contest. What would I do if my urologist had that shirt? Honestly, I would trust him. You know, back then, doctors used to diagnose your diabetes by tasting your piss, you know? And I commend somebody in the field who is willing to go that far for my health. Because even if I was a doctor and I knew that that's what I had to do, I would just let you die of... I would have let you die of diabetes. I would have let you die of diabetes, and I wouldn't even bother trying to help you because I would not want to. I wouldn't want to deal with that. Entertainment. Sorry, what's a Men in Tights? Read more. Knights of Valor. Okay, let's check this out. What are the Men in Tights? Not my doctor. Is there like a not my doctor emote? No, I shouldn't search this up. It's probably gonna be like awful. Men in Tights is a comedic duo who specialize in the retelling of classics, using the audience to help them recreate things, okay? Unique vendors. Find a slew of unique vendors. And the Knights of Valor. Since 1997, the Knights of Valor have been entertaining North American audiences with exciting shows of horsemanship, bravery. You know what I learned, actually? Apparently, the jousting people, what they do is... So their spear, like, one person has to lose. When the spear breaks, it's, like, meant to break. It's, like, meant to snap off so that no one dies, right? Like, obviously, you still get bruised and like all that. but the trick that they do is that at the spot where it's going to break, they apparently pack the inside with dry spaghetti noodles, so it looks like it splinters. So whenever you see it explode in like a crazy fashion, it's actually mostly spaghetti. It's all fake. I'm sorry to tell you, but the age of the knights are over. I'm sorry to tell you, but the age of the knights has long gone. The knights of the round table are no more. Spoilers, dude. Spoilers. Spoilers for the last couple hundred years of history. Exquisite urine, my lady. If you were a damsel or a dame or like a what's the dude version of a what's the dude version of like a damsel? If you were a dude or a damsel in distress and a knight came up to you and it said exquisite urine, my person, like what would you do, right? I think I wouldn't let them save me. I'd be too afraid. Is there other Renaissance fairs? Renaissance fairs of my city. There's holy shit. There's an official government website. What? Chad, there's an official government website talking about Renaissance fairs. My lord, oh yeah, sorry. My lord, my lady. This is an official, why is there an official, wait, is there like a culture of like knights in my city that I've never known about? Wait a minute. That's why I felt the compulsion to buy my sword. Chad, do any of you know about my sword? I'm not gonna show it. It's like a video somewhere. I made a video showing off my like new sword, and I felt a strong compulsion to like buy it. But yeah, I guess there's like a culture of buying swords here. You thought that I was going to say cult and not culture. This is a cult-free zone. There's no such thing as a cult here. This is a completely safe place for you to be. Okay, the accountability circle, and we're gonna count this all within the accountability circle VOD because I think that's even funnier. Is not a cult. Please stop summoning demons. Stop summoning demons. Everybody, please stop summoning demons. We are not a cult. We've rebranded because people were afraid to. Please, people, please. Our membership numbers are low this season. Our membership numbers have been slowly sliding down. We need more members, and we can't let on that it's a cult too early. They have to. It's it's like all the Scientology stuff. Okay, like you know how the Scientology. I can't show it on stream. They're going to like stalk me, but. You know how all the Scientology stuff where it's like all the people are like running into the Scientology like headquarters and you have to get like very deep in, okay? We are level 3, okay? Level 3, like level 1, normal office. Level 2, you get a shirt. Level 3, somebody comes up to you wearing a shirt. Not now, kitten. Not now, kitten. Look at this one. In my doll's surprisingly quality, I eat cement shirt looked exactly like the picture. Life is short. Make sure you waste all of it. Well, why can't people reverse their photos? Oh, it's Glorp! No way! Chat, I have to get the Glorp. Why is it all reversed? I can't read this off your shirt. Perfect. Took 2 weeks and I'm from Canada. What does this matter? What does this matter? What does this matter? Who cares if you're from Canada? I'm from Canada. Zub, zub, zub. That's a good shirt. The beast inside me. Holy shit, chat. 2 people walking down the aisle. It's this person and it's this person, okay? Consider your pants peed and exquisite urine, my lady. Like that's a combo. You hate that? I love it. Yippee! Chat, who makes these? Like, actually, who makes these? Certified Freak, Kilometer, Fish. What is this? Skibbity? Oh my god, the Skibbity toilet. Cat. ADHD! Oh god, like who makes these? Like actually, who makes these? Ah, we can't show that word on stream. We can't show that word on stream. It's used in like a different way, but I can't show the word. I can't show that word. Exquisite urine. If you make it, they will buy it. That's true. It's not that these things. Sorry, circumcise. I think it might have autism. Certified gooner. What's that thing? It's like destiny, right? You're fated to go find your shirt. you're fated to go find these certified gooner shirt. Do you think people wear this? Is there photos? Okay, okay. Some of these. No. Okay, some of these shirts. Okay, now it's getting a little bit bad. Okay, now the shirts are getting a little bit bad. I think I might have autism. That's you. Jeff, we're just gonna stay away. We're just gonna stay away. Oh, here we go. Good. Certified freak. I love mac and... Holy shit, that's a good shirt. I love mac and cheese. I was not prepared. No one warned me. I slipped this acid wash mac and cheese shirt over my head and instantly felt myself ascend into a higher, cheesier plane of existence. The acid wash alone... This isn't the right music for it. The acid wash alone. The acid wash alone. Wait, also, isn't acid bad for his skin? How come we can wear shirts made of acid? Does science have an answer? I don't think so. I was not prepared. No one warned me. I slipped this acid wash mac and cheese shirt over my head and instantly felt myself ascend into a higher, cheesier plane of existence. The acid wash alone gives a... I found this at a vintage thrift shop run by a wizard who lives off cheddar fumes. Then you had the collage of mac and cheese, the little walls of news. AI detected! AI detected! This is a bot! And the bold I love mac and cheese declaration. And suddenly, I'm walking around like a dairy-powered superhero. I'm not gonna read this. I'm not reading this shit anymore. It's an AI! Can you get an echoing voice? Yeah, you can, yeah. But let's see what this AI has. There's some hoes. Ho, ho, ho! There's some hoes in this house. You see a cute potato pin. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Maybe the AI has some taste. Maybe the... Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Bree happy. Etsy sure has gone downhill. It's just a reality of like any online store. I think is like at some point everyone's gonna like use AI to pump the numbers. But like yeah, it is going downhill. Della Bunnies by Quirkery. That's a good potato. Honestly, that's a pretty good... Is that a hymen? That's a uterus. Those are titties. I can't show that on stream. But you know what I can show? Circumcise. I can show circumcise. Let's ignore the titties, okay? Nobody saw the titties. No one saw the titties. It's fine. I'm afraid of women. Sorry. Hide your wife. The alpha is here. I'm afraid of women. Dan has the best customer service out there. He was open to my custom request. 11 out of 10 quality. Durable for gym use. Definitely buying more. You didn't see the titties? I'm safe. I'm afraid of women. It's only a problem if you're losing. Oh my god, that's a gambling shirt. I should gift that to somebody. You know what? It would be messed up if you go to like a gambling helpline, like an anonymous circle, and then you give them this as a shirt to say like, here's your thing. The I'm afraid of women is the same picture as feminism. Wait, what? Wait, it's the same picture as the feminism one? What does that mean? Oh, as in the wolf. Sorry, I thought you were making like a symbolic statement, like tying this to the fact that like people are to the hate that feminism gets because people are afraid of women. I was like, wait, that's actually like a profound statement to like say that the only reason that feminism gets any hate is because people are afraid of the power that women have. But what you mean is like it's just the same wolf picture. Like it's chat. They reuse the wolf picture. It's literally the same wolf picture for every single shirt. There is no difference. It's all the same. It's the same stock image over and over and over. Let's see, hemorrhoid. Hilarious shirt. My husband loves it. Great seller. Ooh, Come Sigmo shirt. A Come Sigmo. Wait, we should make a Come Sigmo shirt. Please remind me when we play Tamagotchi Life next week. To make it Come Sigmo. Well, you thought maybe it was intentional thing. That honestly, that would be. I think it's too big brain for like most Etsy people though. Like I feel like Etsy bots, they're only really here to make these shirts to sell very quickly, right? LGBT. Let's get beers tonight. That's stupid. I have this. What is this? Survivor. What? Wife survivor. Please be patient. My tummy hurts. I'm being really brave about it. Mac and cheese enthusiast, easily distracted by small wiener. Physically thick, physically sick. What is this? But why are there goth girls wearing this, chat? Why are there goth girls wearing this? Love it so much. Ordering more for Christmas. Are these like popular shirts? Have I just been missing out on the new meta? Girls love my autism swag. Why is there a sticker? Oh, what is this? Pants optional. Pants optional. No, they're just wearing short shorts. I love my girlfriend very much. This is a very aggressive way of saying this is your friend that you know that like got together with a person that you thought was gonna be bad for them. Like their partner was somebody who like lives in like a trailer home and also has like a million gang tattoos and owns way too many guns and like yells a lot, but he's actually like a really nice person who actually takes care of people who like got the tattoos when he was young because he was a fool, and he sort of like grew out of it because he realized that life wasn't necessarily a good one nor conducive to life, and he never took part in it, but he had to get it to survive from. Because of where he was from, he had to like join one, otherwise he would die. And so it's like now he's actually like just a normal good person. But it's like you walk up to him and it's like, I love my girlfriend very much, and he's terrifying, right? It's kind of like that, yeah. Certified freak. Okay, now it's just looping. Okay, so that's circumsigmo. Circumcise. I can no longer dine without videographic entertainment. This is honestly most of you. Most of you, I bet most of you can't even eat. Most of you can't even eat without watching a video on YouTube, okay? I can't do it either. Ketamine. Ketamine? What is this? Panic at the Costco. Holy shit. I want this shirt. I want a Panic at the Costco shirt. These are pretty good. My dog said you're a hoe. Jesus. No. Born to jest, forced to joust. Holy shit, we have another candidate. Chat, we have another. I have 2 shirts that I can wear. Okay, chat. When I'm going to go... Okay, please help me choose a shirt. If I'm going to go to the Renaissance Fair, which one do I wear? Exquisite Urine Lady? Or Born to Jest, Forced to Joust? Which one is it? I need to like send a message that I'm a very approachable person that people would want to be with. You need entertainment. I'm right here. The jest won't get me banned. That's true, but I don't think they'll ban me for this too. I highly doubt that they'll ban me for this. I'm gonna go with my wife. So if I'm holding my wife's hand, they'll know that I'm not a creep trying to drink their pee. I'm just doing something funny, right? That's like I have the wife card to play. You forget. Oh, you forgot. I have the wife card to play. Go away, kitten. You don't want to see daddy like this. Growls. Helicat. Okay, so it's these are all just shirts from the same creator. So there's like a bunch of them. Most of these aren't funny though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how come no one's buying and then wearing these? I'll protect you, kitten, no matter what. Got this in the wash pepper colorway as a gag gift for a friend's birthday. He loved it. Creator. Wait, creator? Where does it say that? Where does it say creator? Yeah, because there's no way that like this is made by this person, right? Like, there's no way. Hector, there's no way that you're making this. Where's the word? I'm gonna search creator. Creator. Affiliates and creators. Creator? I can't find anything. Be respectful to daddy. I refuse to tolerate lactose because I'm lactose intolerant. This person shits. This person right here, they shit their pants immediately after taking this photo. I refuse to tolerate, like, every single one of these people are covered in shit. Hide your feet. My throat hurts. Chat, my throat hurts during this stupid alpha werewolf voice. Hide your feet. The alpha's here. I need water. I'll be right back. I need water. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Can you imagine this is before the coffee? I haven't even had a sip of my coffee yet. Who let the chihuahua out? Ow, 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 ow. That's what they would sound like. I have a chihuahua and she sounds so funny when she's trying to bark and like be angry. Because it's like, she's so mad that she's shaking with this anger and she's like trembling, right? But all she can do is just go, ow, ow, ow. And it's like, oh, it's so cute. I love you. But she's angry at me and she's like, ow, ow. Like, oh, come here. Which shirt am I gonna buy? I honestly don't know. I'm a big fan of like all of them. I think all of them have their use cases, right? Made my asexual friend wear this. Pure ore. What the fuck does that mean? What? What? Soup-powered fuck machine? I'm a soup-powered fuck machine. They made their friend wear the soup-powered fuck machine shirt. Like, all of them have like a different style. Way to call his friend out. Hide your wife Alpha is here. Like, some of these are pretty weak. I think of the shirts, this is one of the weakest. Oh shit! I was hoping they would let me attach a photo. I sent this to my very Gen Z sister for her 22nd birthday, and it was perfect. Watch out, ladies! Hide your wife Alpha is here! Watch out, ladies! This is like Gen X relating to their Gen Z sister, and then being like, hey, I got something for you. Watch out, ladies! Watch out, ladies! Yeah, this is like a meme image in and of itself. It's actually so perfect. Watch out, ladies! Such a riz. Holy shit. You were ace. And you would wear the suit one too! See, okay. I was wrong. I was wrong to say that was a bad comment. Clearly, I don't know the target audience. Clearly, I don't know it. I think I'm gonna have to go with this one. Honestly, like the shareholder value, most of these are funny, and like most of these are pretty good to be funny, but like of the top ones, it has to be this is just a meme. But like these ones, these are my top ones. Like if I had to choose between Not Now, Kitten, Daddy's increasing shareholder value, Consider Your Pants Peed, Exquisite Urine, a lady, Born to Jest, Forced to Joust, and Hide Your Feet, the outfits here, I think I would choose the Not Now Kitten. Daddy is increasing shareholder value. Because it's so wildly absurd and yet so relatable at the same time that like it absolutely fits. And it's like if you've seen American Psycho, then you understand this shirt intuitively. Is it called American Psycho? Is it the movie with like yeah, see? If you've seen American Psycho, then you understand this shirt. Like this shirt has long-lasting pop culture power. Not Now Kitten is like deep. Exactly. It's like Discord mod and Stock Bro into one. Exactly. What about that is relatable to you? I'm the kitten. Okay, I'm the kitten. My daddy is increasing shareholder value. I'm the stay-at-home kitten. That's relatable to me. We're all kittens here in search of a daddy wolf. Ow! Welcome to the accountability circle, everyone. I don't know how we're gonna bark kitten. Ow, ow. I don't know how we're gonna transition to the accountability circle. This is all gonna go into the VOD for the accountability circle, as like a lure to get people to like watch these things, to be like, hey, you know what? If you want something funny to watch, you gotta watch the accountability circle to get the funny stuff too. All right. Otherwise, you'll never know about the urine loving wolf or the stock or the shareholder increasing value father. Right? You'll never get that if you don't care about being accountable. Where's the scary image? Is it this one? Wrong. Wrong image. Wrong image. Sorry. What was this one? I remember the first time I realized I should wear booby pads. Your nips are leaking through your shirt. I don't remember why I have this. Okay, well, this is the new accountability circle backdrop because we don't have a cult, okay? You're at level 1 of the accountability circle. Damn, you'll be in meeting soon. Okay, then before you go, let's get this started. Because I have something to read to you all. A very important letter to read to you all. To get you thinking about what it means to be accountable and sort of like what your goals and your aspirations are. Okay, it's gonna be a small snippet of it because I think the whole thing is copyright, and so you shouldn't read, like, it's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna read this one segment from it that is actually very important because it's based on the idea of like why we do things at all from a person that we know what they've done, and so therefore they're more reliable to trust than, like, say, me, let's say. Because this person knows a thing or two about doing things. Is it letter spam from whom? It's from George Orwell. Is his name George Orwell, right? George Orwell? Well, what's his first name again? Yeah, it's from George Orwell. Obviously, this whole thing is copyright, so I can't read the whole thing. But you can actually go to this link and read this letter. It's from a couple of years before he ended up writing 1984. And actually, the whole letter is kind of funny because, like, in the letter, he even says that he has a compulsion to write, and he knows that the next thing he's going to write is awful. And then all of a sudden, the next book that he wrote was 1984, and that became like a hit. Like it basically became a classic, I feel like, okay? But I was reading this letter from him, and apparently it's copyrighted in most places, like in the US, because their copyright is much longer. Not in Canada, but Twitch is in the US, so I have to follow their rules. But I wanted to go down to specifically this section where he talks about the why people create. I give all this background information, and I think it's important because of sort of the things that we do in the account episode. Animal Farm was better. This is not a discussion about Orwell's writings. I do not want to have to deal. I don't want to have to be Orwellian about. I don't want to have to be Orwellian when it comes to enforcing the discussion to. I don't want to have to be Orwellian and, like, moderate you guys when you're all fighting about, oh, is Animal Farm better or is 1984 better? He thought they were both shit, okay? I think they're both fantastic, okay? I think that both books are very, very good. But he thought that they were both shit. You got 3 minutes. Okay, sorry. That's a topic for the dark. Yes, for the dark academia. Exactly. Go to the dark academia if you want to talk about them. He hated both. This is specifically related to the accountability circle in terms of why we do the accountability circle. I give all this background information, all this background of up here of, like, why he wants to write and stuff like that, because I do not think one can assess a writer's motives without knowing something of his early development. His subject matter will be determined by the age he lives in. At least this is true in tumultuous revolutionary ages like our own. But before he ever begins to write, he will have acquired an emotional attitude from which he will never completely escape. It is his job, no doubt, to discipline his temperament and avoid getting stuck at some immature stage or in some perverse mood. But if he escapes from his early influences altogether, he will have killed his impulse to write. Putting aside the need to earn a living, I think there are 4 great motives for writing, at any rate for writing prose. They exist in different degrees in every writer, and any one writer the proportions will vary from time to time, according to the atmosphere in which he is living. Number 1. And this is the one that I really want to really touch on. Sheer egoism. A desire to seem clever, to be talked about, to be remembered after death, to get your own back on grown-ups who snubbed you in childhood, etc., etc. It is humbug to pretend that this is not a motive and a strong one. Writers share this characteristic with scientists, artists, politicians, lawyers, soldiers, successful businessmen. In short, with the whole top crust of humanity. The great mass of human beings are not acutely selfish. At the age of about 30, they abandon individual ambition. In many cases, indeed, they almost abandon the sense of being individuals at all and live chiefly for others, or simply smothered under drudgery. But there is also the minority of gifted, willful people who are determined to live their own lives to the end, and writers belong in this class. Serious writers, I should say. Around the whole, more vain and self-centered than journalists, though less interested in money. This, when I read this, I was like, oh my god, I need to show this to all of you. Because I never thought about this. But it's a question that I've been meaning to ask all of you, is why do we hold ourselves accountable in the accountability circle? Do you believe in the way that Orwell seems to believe, that all are as egotistical as he is, and so therefore he has written it out as number 1 on his list of 4 top? Number 1, sheer egoism. George Orwell thought that you had to be an egotist narcissist to become a writer. Number 2, Burger King foot. You know what I mean? Did you have to be this? Do any of you feel this? Because this whole time, maybe I've been targeting the wrong thing to get all of you to care about your goals. This whole time I've been thinking myself that maybe to hold you accountable is to pressure you, peer pressure, to make it so that your failures are known to the world. But what if the ego doesn't care about failure because ego is so strong to believe that even your poop is gold, that even your shit is gold? And so maybe I must appeal do I have to appeal to the narcissist within yourself in order to achieve the results that I'm looking for from this? But why do I do it? Why do I even do this accountability circle? Is it because I too am a narcissist? That I want the world to know that I've done something? That I've actually made people better in some way for no particular reason at all? Or is it because I just want to see all of you succeed for no reason at all? I don't know. I don't know. You're a fake narcissist. What? You hate what you create, so maybe it's a universal thing with creators. It maybe is. Okay, look, like he hated, or like it's bad, or like I wrote bad and usually unfinished nature poems, and then he was gonna do like a writing at some point. I'm trying to find like where he talks about the fact that he's going to write a book. I think this was after Animal Farm, but before he wrote 1984, about like 7-8 years. And so like when he wrote Animal Farm, and then up until he wrote 1984, he had the opinion that like both were shit. So it's like clearly maybe that's like maybe that too is a shared trait, but he doesn't really talk about it here. But maybe it's a part of maybe aesthetic enthusiasm. No, but like this is specifically about the beauty of things versus necessarily like the way that we view ourselves, right? So maybe it's just a part of egoism, where as a whole we can never really satisfy ourselves because we have to be the greatest that there is. This chatter loves what they create. Maybe you're just not narcissistic enough. Fake narcissist. When you scored higher than narcissist, some of you did score high. Who's the highest scoring people? I think it was you two specifically. It was both of the people talking right now specifically. And guess what? Both of these chatters have been consistently on the money, consistently participating in the accountability circle. They have never not participated. They have always been a part of the accountability circle. So maybe it's true. Maybe the narcissist, maybe appealing to the narcissistic mind is the way to get all of you to care about what it is that you're doing in life. Or maybe Orwell was wrong. Maybe there's a deeper reason for why we do these things, for why we set these goals for ourselves, and why we chase them. Why we keep on running when we're out of breath, and we're about to collapse, and we're about to keel over and die. Why we keep chasing our dreams in this place. Maybe there's a different reason. And in a way, I hope that that's the case, because I can't believe that we are so vain so as to feel that as if the only purpose of our life is to appeal in some way to our sense of self in the eyes of the other. No, I believe that these goals go deeper than that. That these goals are important to you because of something deep inside of you. And I want you to prove that to me by showing me that you've actually completed some goals. You think yours was low, so maybe it's the reverse in the deed. It could be the reverse. See? We're going to see. Now, this is 2 weeks worth of the accountability circle because I was gone. Sorry, I was gone for a long time. I've come back. I was busy living life, okay? Push that goal deeper, daddy. Can we please not use that phrasing in the accountability circle, please? Please do not use that phrasing in the accountability circle. Please do not push your goals deeper. Please, I am begging you, please. Holy moly. I never even thought about that. Wait, we should do that as like a calling card, right? So we can do a wide Kermit. Wait, we could do like here, look. We can do, yeah, push that goal deeper. That goal deeper, and then daddy. We can do that. We can absolutely do that. Everybody, get your Kermits. Open up your Kermits. Come on, let's push that goal even deeper, folks. I want you to prove to me that it's not just an exercise in stroking your ego. I want all of you to prove to me that you're actually trying to reach for something here. This is 2 weeks worth of goals, and we're going to go from the top to the bottom. And we're going to see what all of you have actually been up to these 2 weeks. Because I'm not seeing enough movement. And I haven't seen enough movement. Sometimes I think all of you have died on the inside with how little you care about your own lives and your own dreams and aspirations. Let's see some movement. What? Who posted? Okay, wait. We have a specific channel. We have a specific channel for the Kermit Gape that nobody wanted to. Okay, I made this for the Kermit Gape, and everybody just brought shitters into the other channel. All right. True, you are dead on the inside. Look at this. I'm dead on the inside too. I made a Kermit Gape channel, and I tried to start a new thing. Everybody just decided to bring shitters. Like there's just shit overflowing. The shit was overflowing into these channels are dead. We actually got so many people. By the way, can I say something? We got so many people to do this so consistently. Like, it's actually impressive. Some of these chatters don't even talk most of the time because they're mostly busy, right? Like, the truth is, it's mostly busy. So, like, imagine if, like, and like, I know who they are and I know they're busy. So, like, imagine that these chatters that they're so busy that they don't even show up inside chat or here posting this stuff. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right, last 2 weeks, let's see what everyone was up to. I was up to very little and also a lot at the same time. Again, my bad for being late on this one. I didn't mean to be late for 2 weeks in a row, but that last week I had a lot of things to do. Last time I was here, so for the April 20th accountability circle, I had a couple of goals for my own, and I always start first now. That way you don't have to start first, right? I had to go to the doctor and confirm I don't have cancer. I was going to be on time for every single stream, which I've only streamed like 3 times since then. So, and I've been late every single time. And I want to get better at reading and writing. And I can tell you that I actually, sorry, I'm just so gassy. I can actually tell you that I actually did survive. My doctor was not that week, so it was the following week afterwards. My schedule is not my own ever, so sorry. Again, my schedule for streaming is just all over the place. And I did read a book. And I actually did read a lot of things. And I've been reading more and more and more, as you can tell. Because where do I find these things like a letter from George Orwell? Well, from the Orwell Foundation. And I had no clue how I found it. I don't even remember how. But at least I'm reading things. I'm trying to get better at reading things and explaining my thoughts. I'm doing it in public in a very scary way. And it's slowly working there. But since my goal is tied to the next week, I technically failed this first week. Okay? Then, all of a sudden, this chatter says that they have to go to the doctor and confirm that they don't have cancer. And I thought to myself, you sly son of a bitch. You sly son of a gun. You just took my goal and tried to make it your own. And then I thought to myself, I don't own this goal. This isn't my goal. This is the goal of life itself. Life. That thing that tries to survive in the face of adversity. Life, that thing that tries to continually reproduce and grow until infinity. I'm simply playing to the tune and the whims of life. Not even realizing it, believing that's my own goal. And I realize now what this emote is. Everybody started to react with the pregnant man emote. I think what this is when you've impregnated another person with your idea. And I vaguely remember saying this at some point on stream. And I regret saying it at some point on stream because like now it's become a thing that like every time you implant an idea in someone's mind, people just react with the pregnant man emoji. So it's like constant. But I'm just saying, I'm implanting the idea of life inside of your head. And at least now you are aware of the fact that you must live. And I'm proud of that, having done that. Even though that wasn't really a part of my goal, I'm proud of that. And also, this shadow doesn't brush their teeth. Did you actually brush your teeth this week? So let's go down to your update. You brushed your teeth. You went to the doctor. You don't know about cancer yet. This was very light because I think your follow-up on the next week had more. And then your goal for the next week was to do more of that next week too. But and also learn playing songs. I'll get that in afterwards. But see that? I implanted the idea in your mind that you should live and live well and live healthy and live strong for even if it's not for somebody else. Okay? Because my main motivation is not only for myself, but also for my wife. So she doesn't have to deal with me dying at the age of like 30. And then all she has is like a pile of money for no partner. That sucks, right? Even if you're a lonely fuck. Even if you're a lonely fuck. I want you to live for you. You lonely fuck. I want you to live alone. Go live alone. Move out of the house. Get out of the basement. Get a job. Congratulations. You completed your goal. And then we had another person coming in. Actually, we had a lot of people coming in, but some people have not been able to keep up. But we'll talk about that soon. We had mid. They want to come in and they want to survive. Again, impregnation in the mind of the idea of survival, the idea that you must survive. I've just made you aware of your purpose within life, to survive and to propagate whatever you want to propagate, whether it be your sperm or your ideas. I don't really know. Let's just say that life has some... Life is funny and strange. Life just goes in different ways. But at least you're aware of surviving. And they want to start working on a vector app. They want to set up Vite, React routing, style Tailwind, etc. This is all dog shit. Not you. I'm just saying that, like, I remember front-end development is an exercise in, like, trying to set up a million things and trying to get everything set up in the way that it expects to be set up so you can actually get things going. So I commend you for going through this. To give some context for non-programmers, you know when your parents used to say they used to go to school by going, like, up a hill, like 1,000 ways, and it's like 1,000 miles in the snow, and they had to, like, slowly walk through, like, you know, like, past, like, dead bodies on the floor or something. It's the same thing. This is the exact same thing. It requires the same effort and the same mental sort of, like, endurance to bear. Okay. Did you survive? Let's see. Your update was you survived. Congratulations, you're still here. They even just posted that they just died, actually. They just posted that they just died. They set up their Vite project. There's a few starting components. Build scripts for color tokens using style dictionary, which I've never heard of. But actually, no, I think you told me about this last time. Build script for SVG icons to TSX components, aka TypeScript, but also it's like the TypeScript with the HTML like inline in the thing. I don't even know how to explain this. It's just too much. Plus, optimize SVGs with SVGO. Good choice. SVGs tend to be way too large. Also started using TypeScript prop and CSS order prettier plugins. Next goals, continue working on the project. And you see what I mean? Do you see what I mean? If you don't know front end, you don't know that this took an entire week, and you think to yourself, why did it take an entire week to start a project? That's because you don't understand. The front-end world was designed to make your life a living hell. Because you have to care about so many little things that all matter, that all have a different tool that you have to set up. And every little thing doesn't really have like an easy way to integrate. It's all a little bit bespoke here and there. But you have to do it, otherwise the thing that you make sucks. Because you have to download too many things and it just doesn't work very well. And then you have to do it because if you don't, then developing for it kind of sucks too. There's a much better way of developing for it that can be much more consistent, and it's annoying to have to do it mentally, so you do it like this so that your code can remember for you. It still took them a week. That pregnant man stands for cancer. Sorry. What does that mean? Because child multiplying inside you is a similar mechanism. But hey, this is also a nicer interpretation. You know what? That's actually a good point. But like, yeah, that's also a good point. I mean, I guess like ideas themselves are like a cancer, right? Memes! Didn't Charles Darwin say something about memes? How memes spread? Memes are cancerous, right? Memes are cancerous. The way that they infect your mind and then they keep replicating, you know? These broken ideas with their broken DNA or something, they just keep, you know, going through your mind, and now you gotta go start a new front-end project, yeah? Motherfucker. Fuck you. I don't know. I was trying to think of something to say, but I couldn't figure it out. But you passed. Then we had 4596, where they wanted to try some dip pens. Again, these mythical dip pens. Where last week, by the way, she said, we don't talk about the dip pens anymore. I got too busy with organizing the room. We don't talk about the dip pens anymore. And then she brings up, maybe try the dip pens. Maybe. Not even a, I hope to. Not even a, I will or I want to. Just maybe. Because she isn't even sure where her life is going to go and where these pens are going to go. She'll at least look at them. She also wanted to go to Krita to update her old PNG tuber model, which explains why I saw her open that program often. She wanted to change the eyes, and she needs to make a blinking animation, and she wanted to work on some sticker designs. And what did she do? We'll find it soon. Sorry, the fuck is Vite? You had to use it once and you open it, and then there was Svelte inside it, and you were confused. Vite Actually, that's a good point. Is it considered the same as like a build tool or like a build, or like a? Yeah, it's a build tool, right? Like the problem is that like the front end terminology changes often. So it's like what you used to call like Webpack as like a bundler. It's like, would you call Vite the same thing? Like, because Vite can do the same thing, but it's also technically a build tool and that you can use it. But basically, it's like, imagine you have a bunch of assets, like a website, and you have HTML and you have CSS, and you need to somehow package them together such that you have a website. Because you can just have them together in a folder and you can serve it, but you still need some way to hook everything up. And what's weird is that we already have this in the form of like script tags and like HTML. But the thing about script tags and doing it manually is that there's a lot of room for error, and there's a lot of things that you can't really do manually that you lose out on. For instance, most language servers, as far as I can tell, don't really have a good way of like jumping into your code from a script tag, even though it should know where it is. And it's also painful because the place where your script is located locally may not be the same place that it's going to be located when it's on your website. You may be developing in an entirely different file system, sort of like hierarchy, than you are when you deploy your website. Then you have other tools on top of that. Let's say JavaScript sucks, because it does suck, okay? And you think to yourself, oh, I want to use TypeScript. Well, guess what? You can't just have a script tag on your HTML that's just for like a TypeScript file. You can't do that. So Vite as a build tool looks at all of these conditions and then says, hey, I know what you want to do. I know that when you import a TypeScript file, I know what you really want to do is you want me to compile it to JavaScript, put it in a specific folder where the compile output would go, and then link to that instead when you build for deployment versus for development locally. It does all of that for you. And that's just for your code, okay? That's just for TypeScript. Then you have things in CSS. Let's say you use like a bunch of different tools for CSS, like Post CSS or something. You could theoretically hook them all up too. Let's say you do things like image assets. You can run like various tools like SVGO automatically on your assets when you build it for the web. Like it's just a way for you to. It's basically just a way for you to define like a number of things that happen when you build for different targets that you normally would have to do manually with like your own build script. But what's funny is that, and I always think about this too, is that you're ultimately making your own build script when you use Vite anyways, but you're using its own syntax. And so you're really writing the same thing twice, no matter what you do. But the one benefit is that Vite is made by people who are way smarter than us, so it runs way faster. Because my build script would not be able to do hot reloading without a lot of effort on my end to do it from scratch. Whereas like you get hot reloading during development for free, the whole process runs very quickly. It actually makes it very optimized, and it does a lot of really cool things beyond that, like such as being able to import things in specific ways. Like if you import like an asset that isn't recognized by Vite, you can just get the raw string content of that file, and then you can just pass that over to whatever would be handling it, let's say, right? I'm trying to find the exact space or the exact thing where it shows that. But basically, it's like, there's a lot of things that it does that you would have to do anyways, and you're doing a lot of the things that you would have done anyways without it, but it does the thing so much better than what you can do that you might as well just use it, because it's going to do... Because like you'll eventually want those features, but you won't be good enough to be able to make that happen. And even if you are good enough to make it happen, it's easier to just use something that's already made and fit for purpose, right? So there's a lot of really cool things about it. There's also some things too, like I know that they added some server-side rendering thing, which was like, I'm not really sure like how you use it in Vite specifically, but in general, that's like what most build tools do. Like same thing with like Webpack and stuff. It's also the same thing. Yeah. You think it's just funny to post a pregnant man below the messages. It is also funny, but I was thinking like, I just thought it was like the thing that you just posted after you like gave me some idea for it or something. Yeah, I found 4596. I found her. She looked at the depends. She looked at the depends. I like how she put the X here, as if to say that she failed, because her goal was to maybe try them, at least look at them. But I think that she succeeded in at least looking at them, and so therefore we should give them credit. Everyone, please clap for 4596. Clap and type at 4596 to give them your energy. They at least organized the inks and the pen tips. They updated the eyes and some other tweaks to the older PNG tuber model. They did not do they did not do the animation layers yet, and I think it would be worth it to have like an intermediate of like a, you know, because I consider this goal to have been done, because and also like, by the way, this is twice now. Both artists. This is now 2 artists who have underestimated how much work is animation. Do we all underestimate things? Do we all do this? It's also a way. Oh, the pregnant man thing is also a way to say that you agree or you saw that. You know what? That's fair. My old workplace used to use the eyes emoji, so it used to be like, oh, like eyes. But this one I don't think is like nearly as good, if only because it's a bit ambiguous as to like what it means. Like, do you see it, and then are you going to respond to it, or do you see it and like you don't care about it? Like, at least a pregnant man. What is a Nazar amulet? What the fuck is that? A Nazar amulet is an eye bead. Is an eye-shaped amulet believed to protect against evil. To protect against the evil eye. Oh shit, that's sick. Yeah, you also need a cute eye for that. Exactly, like you need cute eyes. Like, cause like the normal plain eyes looks a bit too, I don't know. This looks a bit suspicious. Like it makes it feel like someone's interrogating me. You know. They worked on some sticker designs. They updated the old sticker design with an updated version of the drawing and the logo. And if you want to see their stuff, they have their own channel, which I can shout out their other channel again, but I shouted them out earlier, so. They use the blue eyes a lot in Greece. Wait, really? Oh, the Nazar amulets. I didn't know that. Wait, that's actually cool. You know what? Thank you. You know what? Thank you. If it weren't for you putting pregnant man everywhere, I would have never known about this. Nice. Now, the double eyes are good. They're cute. Something's wrong with you. Something's wrong with you! I don't believe you. I don't believe a single thing about you. What happened to their words? Where did I go? Where did I go? Okay, here we go. Sorry. I got like lost here. They got distracted with Tamagotchi Life and doing other drawings. Tamagotchi Life is pretty good, and we did play it off stream with my wife and I. It was very fun. We'll be starting it next week. Congratulations, 4596. You survived. Okay, and now we keep going down. You learned that Moro is racist towards Cyclops. Am I too? Yes. If only because they can't see where I stand. Get it? Because they have no depth perception. Like, if you stand far away, they wouldn't really know where you stand, right? But also, if you don't agree with where somebody stands, it's like intolerance, but also intolerance, right? So it's like I'm intolerant of intolerance, but like they're also intolerant of me. But it's because they can't see where I stand, right? You're welcome. Yuki actually had a bunch of goals. What's funny is that they like did this thing that I found very funny, which I could like it. If you read this, you can see the pain within their soul, and I'm very curious to see what happened, right? Because they said they were going to play Stardew Valley. They're going to make progress in Monster Hunter Rise. 2 very great games, okay? Amazing games. Hopefully you had fun in Stardew Valley, but we'll see you soon. Also, I love how you have the Kathy thing here from Until Then. They want to organize and clean their files to free up space, and they want to make another personal drawing. And then it was like something was bothering them. They just kept waiting to say this. Finish pending commissions. And it feels like, and like their next week's goal was even funnier because like everybody reacted to this in like a pretty funny way. But let's see what happened in this first week. You had to face reality. I hate facing reality too. This was their update. They played Stardew Valley. How was Stardew Valley? Did you enjoy playing Stardew Valley? Were you able to play it with someone? Because I will say playing alone is fun, but being able to like play playing with somebody, it's fun to share in their moments and to see like what choices that they make. Because like I always get with Shane, and like all of my friends hate when I get with Shane because they go like, okay, why are you getting with Shane? And I'm like, because I can fix him. I can make his life like, because when you get with him, okay, spoilers for Stardew Valley. Spoilers. When this text in the message box disappears, the spoiler is over. If you don't want to hear about Shane, okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mute me. Shane, when you're with him, at the very end, He's still a little messed up and broken, right? He's dealing with a lot of emotions, but he's cleaned up his act. He's trying to get over his alcoholism. He's actually living his life. He has hope. He has dreams of a future. And I found that so heartwarming. He's trying his best to be good to you. And obviously, like, he's had a rough life and he's had a hard time. But I can make him better. I can help him. So anyways, yeah, so then I really like it when I get to sell him. And I get to sell his, like, organs. You know, it's great. You're playing with your girlfriend. Nice. I hope that you have a good time. If whatever you do, though, and I guarantee you this is a funny thing to do, but also kind of mean. Whoever that they're trying to date within the game, you have to go and steal them first. Because I'm not kidding you. Every time I play with my friends, there's 3 people who, like, go for the same person. And it is a race. Like, the moment that we start a play session, it's like a race to see whoever can give her the most gifts to date her. There's no threesome. Sorry, there are no threesomes. Well, maybe without a mod, but there's no vanilla polyamory. It's a game about monogamy. But at least the monogamy is free and you can be with anybody. I want you to do NTR? Yes. I want you to NTR your girlfriend. Holy shit, chat. That is an amazing manga. Holy shit, chat. A manga. A hentai. Like it's a doujinshi. It's a doujinshi about a person who knows that their partner is going to cheat on them and knows that their partner wants to cheat on them. So they cheat on them first, but with the person that they were going to cheat on them with. So they NTR their cheating partner. Holy shit, that's the ultimate revenge, is you do it before they have a chance to. My god. That's fucked up. But glad that you're having fun though. You want to make progress in Monster Hunter Rise. I've heard many good things about the Rise. You want to organize and clean your files to free space. I need to do this. I have so many files ever. I've run out of hard drive space. I have to do it again. It's just a mess. And we're gonna play some more games soon, so like I have to make space very soon. But they didn't make a personal drawing. Nor did they finish pending commissions. Stare. Look, stare. Me, and then these two. And then look at this. What? Holy shit. If I got this on my message, I would freak out. My anxiety would be through the roof if I saw an hourglass counting down. I'd be like, holy shit, you're right. If I don't do this, I'm homeless. It's like, oh fuck, I gotta do this. Like, it's so... And what's funny is that the other designer... We have 3 designers, like... And the other designer posted this. The other freelance designer. It really is the ones that you know... It really is the ones closest to you that know how to kick you the hardest when you're down. They know. They know how to make it really hurt. Look at the time. Pressure makes diamonds. As you're shaking in your chair, like pressure makes the diamonds. You're like shaking uncontrollably. It's like, oh god. Well, that's okay, because there's one more week. I'm actually curious to see if these commissions actually got done. But also, if you are a person who makes things, Resident Narcissist channel, please promote the stuff that you make on this channel. It can be anything. You can do anything and you can promote yourself, okay? Everybody who makes things, please post here, alright? Post links to your stuff, post links to your work. That's how people can find you. This is your place to shout out. You even get things like this. Look at that. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Do you think I'll get banned for that? You think I'll get banned for showing that? Probably not, right? Congratulations, you've succeeded, and you're going to keep going, because pressure makes diamonds. You know who's not feeling who's not feeling the pressure? Come up with a goal. I don't know, man. I'm taking each day as it comes right now. But you know what they did do in between trying to come up with a goal and actually completing their goal? They have a rule made for them, because they did such a naughty that I had to make a rule for them. for them, because they specifically kept doing this, even though I said please stop. So instead of look at the timestamp. April 15, 2026, 8:37 p.m. April 15, 2026, 8:56 a.m. It took 12 hours. 12 hours for them to make a new rule. If anything, I think their goal was achieved. Because if their goal was not to make a new rule to like force me to make a new rule inside the channel, then I don't know what they were thinking of. And so I'm gonna give them an automatic pass only because it's funny. Hey chat, welcome. Welcome to the accountability circle, where we explain all of our goals. Oh, and then the brush teeth, they went to doc. They don't know about the cancer yet. Goal, do more of that next week too. Also, okay, yeah. So that was the first week. Then I was gone, and I was like, okay, sorry, I'm skipping this week. I have to go somewhere else. Sorry. So I'm gonna do an update, and we did the double update here, and now we've got the next update, as well as the next week. So this is the week that we're currently on, because the day is the 27th. This is the accountability circle for this week. Last Monday's was done. Now it's this week. I had my goals here. My goals were to go to see the doctor now that I have my appointment. Figure out a way to get people around me to actually schedule well, since nobody seems to care or respect my time, the time with me, and I need to put my foot down in order to actually build a healthy dynamic here for me and them. Read more, because the Boxo McFoxo writing, okay, what Boxo McFoxo wrote, resident warrior of humanity, okay, like you know, it's like the Final Fantasy 14 warrior of light, but you're a warrior of humanity. Wrote something that I was beginning to read, and I realized that I could not read because I am deficient in something. I don't know what it is, but I was lacking in some way that I couldn't read this. I couldn't read The Machines Are Not In Fact Fine from Boxo Barks. And I honestly think that you should read these. It's actually very, very great. Now that I've had time to read it and actually go over it a bit more, like I already knew skimming it in my state where I couldn't fully understand it, that it was going to be good. Now that I know a little bit more, it's even better. But I still have a ways to go to really digest everything that they're saying and that they're sort of like nailing, if that makes sense. And it's very impressive how well they've been able to make that whole thing work. But because of that, I realized that I have to learn how to read. Also, you can actually see when I had to make the new rule here, and like when they got blasted, and then Meg and Nate, they were like, "What the hell happened here?" It was like, "What the hell happened here?" He goes away. I don't want to brag, but the reason my previous company put up instructions on how to use a toilet brush. Oh, that is good. Oh, that's good. Also, this is, by the way, from the person who said they have commissions that they had to finish. Okay, again, the last accountability circle was from the 14th all the way until the 20th. Okay, so April 18th, 6:25 a.m. Okay, my time. Bob finally gave me what I want. Remember when they had the X beside pending commissions? But also, I've never seen this and I still want this. Don't expose me. See, this is why I love doing this. Like, it actually is kind of funny to like see what we all get up to. Leaked. I'm about to leak you, buddy. I'm about to leak you. Just you wait. I know what you were up to. Finish some of the projects that I'm working on as well. I want to finish some more projects. I can't talk much about them since they're personal stuff, but I've actually been enjoying working on this stuff. And I'll give you an update on my goals, which I didn't write down, but I'll just tell you here because I didn't write them down, which I should have been doing, but I'm also bad for this too. My goals were those. I actually got to see my doctor, and I'm not dying of cancer. He was like, okay, I've ruled it out. It's just muscle pain. So we didn't go do any tests, but he was like, it hasn't spread or anything. It seems like muscle pain. So he's like, okay, for now it's okay. I'm guessing he's still waiting to see if this new medication fully works, but he's like, it's probably not cancer. So I'm like, okay, good. So I'm like, fine now. It's just muscle pain. I'm just getting old. It's great. I love it. I probably like threw my shoulder somewhere. So I'm back to feeling nice and happy and sort of like upbeat. I couldn't figure out a way to get people around me to schedule well. Instead, I've changed my mindset. I'm not going to force them to schedule well. I'm going to force myself to be much more free-flowing and like easier with rescheduling such that I can sort of work around them, right? Because the reality is, what I've learned is that as much as I want people to change, nobody's willing to change for me, and the people around me aren't willing to do things for me. And I've been dealing with this a lot in the sense of like, I realize that the people around me neither reach out to me to communicate with me, to talk to me, to like, you know, spend time with me, nor do they really respect like my circumstances, except for like a handful of people. And so it's like, I realized that, okay, it's a lot better for me to just sort of work around them and mostly ignore their existence until they need me. But I have been putting my foot down in terms of like, I've been very, very on point with the idea of like, if you don't need me, like there's no alternative, I'm saying no to you because you haven't been giving me that same level of care. So I've actually been doing this as like a half thing. It's been a very sad realization, but you know, sometimes things just have to come to an end, and sometimes you just have to realize when to let things go. I've actually been reading more, as you can tell, with the George Orwell thing. I've been slowly going through my books on the side as well. I'll have more book reviews soon. I have to finish reviewing other things as well. Like I have to go and finish the series, The Apothecary Diaries, with my wife, and I have to read the manga and then do a review on that too. But I've been enjoying reading about things and learning about things, though I'm still having this struggle about learning about things. So thank you to all of those in the Femboy Socks channel for helping me understand more about these like topics using your knowledge. I don't really know if you know either, but I know that at least you know more than I do, so it's nice to get this back and forth. So thank you for participating in the Femboy Socks channel. I appreciate it. And I finished some of the projects that I've been working on. A lot of them, actually. Just various things that I've been working on. Again, I can't talk much about them because you'll probably be able to find me, but I will say they've actually gotten some use outside of my own life, which is weird. And they're not projects like, you know, that are like, I guess like fun to use. They're like specifically things that I found that I needed to use. And I'm surprised that so many people had the same issues and that they found my stuff to use. But people have been enjoying it. I've had to fix a couple of issues, like especially with these environments that I'm working in that are like fairly new to me, but it's been nice. One project that I will say that I have been working on is that I've been trying to figure out some performance issues in my Emacs setup. I can firmly say that I can finally use Emacs again on Windows. Like the performance is actually good now. It's actually like solid again. I just need to make a color theme because I want to do like a weird color theme thing just to see if it can be done with this. And I just want to like have it look like a certain way because I like to bleed my eyes, which is nice. I like to hurt my eyes and then squeeze them and then, you know, I like when my eyes are struggling to like stay open after a while. It's nice. But yeah, it's been nice. I've been enjoying making things, and as you've seen too, I've been going through. I can also talk about the Vulkan thing. I've been like slowly going through how to implement Vulkan from the ground up to like use it directly. It's been nice to get that going too, and then I'll eventually have a project. I'll eventually have the project ready. I just need some more time to like see if it's even fun. So we'll get there. But other than that, it's been going pretty well. So it's good. That's my update. Next person. Next, please. Mint. They want to continue working on the project. And their project is, I don't really know what the project was, but they had a good update. They didn't work on the project more. Instead, they updated Card Guesser to have sounds. Card Guesser now has sounds. So we can now play Card Guesser, and this is where we do segue into playing Card Guesser. If you don't know, Mint made a game called Card Guesser, where you guess like what is like the car that's here. It's like a daily guessing game for your car. It's like Wordle, but for your car. And it has sounds now. So let's listen to the sounds, okay? Like, that's nice. That's a good sound. It feels very nice. And actually, related to their creation, they were actually going through this thing of like, they were trying to figure out how to make a button grow smoothly and like not change the way that it looks while also making it so that the hitbox would actually be large enough that like you could use it. Like they've been investigating these things, and you can see their learnings playing out here. There's no noise for this. There's no whoosh. There's no whoosh. Where's the whoosh? If I like old cars, Sweden has more classic American cars than America. I think. Wait, really? I didn't know that. Actually, wait, yeah, I have noticed that too. Where it's like also or to the sound. Sorry. It's also like that in Vietnam too, where it's like there's a lot of classic cars there because it was just leftovers from that time when they were imported. Hello, Box of McFossil. We were just talking about you and how you inspired me to work harder to be smarter. Sorry, there is a wish, and they've linked to their stuff, like their streamer alerts. Chat. This is like it's actually kind of fun. What is this? What did you choose this? Chat. Did you choose this image? Is that? Is that? No. Is that a furry mascot? Did you choose this? How'd you get this? Hall of Motors. This has to be like a Ford, right? This feels like a Ford. Okay, it's not a Ford. This is a... Is it like a Jeep? I feel like this is a Jeep. Okay, so it's a Jeep. It's random. It's random? I'm surprised that that's random. A limited... What does this even mean? A Jeep... Comanche? Commander? Wagoneer? Wrangler? What's it called again? It's like a wagon, right? Wagoneer L. Honestly, I don't know what this is. But I swear this is... So it's not the open Jeep, so it can't be the wagon, right? Is it this? No. Is it this? Is it? The game is still half broken because you don't host the images and the images get removed sometimes. Oh, like someone buys the car and then it just goes away? It's a Jeep Cherokee. I don't know. This feels like a 2012 car. This is a 1992. 1992. Good. Well done. Game complete. Final score. Share ASCII. That's cool. Share. That or they block your IP or something. I mean, you're technically scraping their website now. But wait, no, you're not. Aren't you using like the API? But I will say, I'm liking the sound effects. I'm liking the sound effects. Great addition to your website, chat. See? How come more of you can't make toys, huh? How come nobody here is making a toy that I can play with on stream? Quick game, Porsche. Quick game, Fiat. That's good stuff. That's some good stuff. And also, great time to play today because it has that mascot. It's a great mascot. Okay, we go here. They also added 2 pull requests to a sound library where they fixed a build bug and added an edited DAW-like component for sound making, which I commended them for, but they did note that it was made somewhat or mostly with AI. And also, I wanted to pose this as a question, because how do you know that it works then, other than the fact that it like works and it looks pretty? Because I will say it does look very pretty. But it's also like, how do you know that like the code is correct? Because like, how do you know it's actually doing the right thing? Especially like this stuff here, like especially down here, it works because you test it. Yeah, but like how do I say this? It's like you test it, but you only test it for the cases that you know that it's there. But like, how do you know for sure that the thing that you're testing is actually all the cases that it's supposed to work for? And so how do you know that it's also like the thing that is like that it's supposed to be doing, even if you test it? Because like, what if you happen to have the same result? Well, that's how you write your own code too, though. That's fair. That's also kind of scary, though. Wait, so then, because I was gonna say, I was like, the only thing that I saw from this PR that could have been a little bit better is like maybe you could explain what some of these are, because I'm assuming that like this is sine of z and a cosine x and a cosine y to be able to determine some shape of like some things to determine some angle. But then it's like, how do you... And then I was gonna say, like, maybe it'd be nice for you to rewrite this such that you actually, like, explain what this is in, like, more verbose terms, because, like, SZ... Because, like, if I'm the maintainer of a project, and, like, this is just a thing for most people who, like, put up APR. If I'm a maintainer for a AR project, I would prefer if you're as verbose with your code as you can be, so that I know what it is that your code is doing. Because if I have to figure out what you mean by SZ, like, whether it's an acronym for something, or if it's meant to be like just some like stand-in for something else, it's like if I have to go down to the formula to sort of like know how it relates to this, right? To know the context of like how it's used, then it's like it's a little more annoying for me to review than for you to just write out like this is the sine of z and then this is the cosine of x, right? But then it's like I had this question of like, if it's mostly AI written, do you know enough to be able to like rewrite this in that way? Or would you just be sort of stuck in the sense of like you wouldn't even know how to rewrite this in that way, right? And also I was curious too of like, is it supposed to be like this in like a template string? Because like that, is this supposed to be like a template string that you like read out and then you consume in some way? Like, so it's like there's a lot of things where it's like when I look at this as like a maintainer. Oh, it's SVG. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, because like when I looked at this as a maintainer, it was like because of that, I wasn't really sure if like these things were even reasonable to ask for. Because it's like, it's a very large PR, and like I can't imagine, like not to say that like I don't want your code to be merged, but like in the sense of like I can't imagine it being very easy for the person who is working on this to like merge and like review your code if like there's any difficulty in the way that it's explained or like in any way that you can explain it. Because it's like, then how do they know if any of this really works or like is actually correct? But yeah, that's my only thing about the AI stuff that I still don't really have a good answer from like any of you for, besides like you just test it. But it's like, beyond testing it, how do you know that it's correct? Like, because like it might have the same observable output and effects for some use cases, but how do you know that it's going to be correct in all use cases from like a fundamental level? And I still don't know if I've ever had like a good answer to that question from anyone, but it's good that you've had actually multiple people say that, you know, that they found your work very helpful. But it is interesting to see what you've done. What? Check out mine here. Cameron Foxley. Check out mine here. That's GitHub staff. Wait, who? Raphael Salager or Cameron Foxley? Cameron Foxley. Oh shit, he's staff? Wait, you can actually get like a staff logo? Wait, that's sick. I'm a principal brand designer at GitHub, helping shape GitHub's brand with a focus on animation and illustration. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of like the thing where it's like, I don't really know, like, how do you, like, still, like, especially in like that case, it's like, how do you know then that the thing that you're doing works? Like, how do you know that it's actually correct in like every single use case if you don't even understand what it's doing? Like, it's kind of like, still, I have this question of like, you know, sort of like regardless of like your qualifications, it feels like there's this like weird paradox of some kind, or like a conundrum where it's like, if you know enough to know that it's correct, then you would know enough to just write it yourself. Because as far as I know, everybody that's used it has said the same thing, where it's like, it's more annoying to get it to write code for you because you have to like review it and then hook it up, where it'd be fast for you to just write it yourself. And so it's like, I don't really know, like, I still don't really see the use case of it for code. But yeah, just as like a side, I just wanted to see sort of like what people had to say about that. You vibe coded with Gemini, but the reason for the vibe coding was to prove that the Claude Swallow was AI all the way through. Does it make you pro AI or anti AI? I don't think it makes you either. Because I think your stance can be irrespective of your use of the tool, right? Like it's like I don't know, it's like you could have eaten spaghetti at any point in your entire life, but you would know that you hate spaghetti, but just because you ate it doesn't mean that you love it, right? You know, there's test-driven programming, but you don't do that on your own code either. So how do you know that it works? You don't understand, because even your own code of math you don't fully know how it works. Yeah, I mean, even test-driven development, it's like interesting where it's like, actually, that's a good point. So like test-driven development is kind of a way to ensure that the outputs are correct. But even that has the flaw of like, the outputs are correct for a known set of test cases, but you don't really know if it's correct from like the baseline of like the code is actually operating correctly. Because like, say like a test-driven case of, you go to a website and it displays a heading that says this text, you could just have it output directly like HTML string that gets rendered in your browser. So it's like, it doesn't really work out the same way. Yeah, if people knew the code that they wrote manually works in every single test case, bugs wouldn't exist. No, but I'm not saying for like every single test case. Like I'm saying like fundamentally they know how their code works. Whereas like, it seems like what this person is saying is that they don't really understand how their code works in the first place. Like you're talking about a whole different thing where it's like you're trying to say the reason why like you're basically trying to prove that writing code manually is bad because there are still bugs. But what this other chatter is saying is they don't actually understand much of the math or the code that they're working with at all. So it's like in effect they're just copy pasting versus like somebody who does know this like they would understand this, right? Like if I read this code, I know roughly that you're doing something involving sine and cosine, and you're running some mathematical formula to generate these shapes, right? But I don't even think like they could that they know that. So it's like that's the level that I'm talking about, is like they don't even know that their code is actually doing something. Because you are correct, but it's like if there was a way for you to know every single test case, then bugs wouldn't exist. But also it's like, I don't know how to say this. It's like you can kind of prove that to some degree in terms of like you know that it's working correctly from the underlying, I guess, like the fundamentals of your code. Even if it doesn't catch every single use case, you know that for these use cases in particular that it's still correct all the way through, and that it's not just sort of like outputting like a fake result of some kind, or that even if it's doing the right thing, you can describe to me and like you understand what it is that it's doing. Like basically, the way that you say that, like, you know, like if people wrote code, if people knew the code that they wrote manually was in every single test case, bugs wouldn't exist. It sounds like you're trying to say the value of it is that nobody knows what they're doing. But that's like a statement made for the place of like, I don't think you know what you're doing. Because people who know what they're doing know what they're doing. They can describe it to you. Versus like this other chatter, the chatter who opened this, they say definitively, they don't really know what the math is. They're just kind of doing it in like a copy-paste thing. So it's like, what do you do, right? Yeah. You thought it said fat web editor. Tired. You can't even read right. 011, what does that mean? It depends on the context. I have no clue. You think LLMs do open coding for small person projects? Do open coding for small person projects to people, but also the things that opens for it for have so many caveats. The other people who know what's going on with the code but can't code themselves is extremely small. I don't think it's extremely small. I actually think that it's actually like a fairly large cohort. Just because oh, wait, no, I misread you. No, yeah. The other people who know what is going on with the code but can't code themselves, I agree. Sorry. That is a very small audience. Maybe even like to the point where that might not even exist, right? Because like that feels like an impossibility where you wouldn't be able to code but you can read the code. Because if you can read the code, then you can probably be able to work through the code. Though I don't know how true that is. Actually, no, I think you're right. Because say like Python code, if you can probably reasonably read through Python code very easily. It's not that hard to read through because of the way that it's designed as a language. But it doesn't mean that you would be able to know how to actually like program well within Python, or even program at all within Python. But you can read it and sort of know what it's doing because the language is just written in a way that is designed to make it feel good, right? To make it like read well. But it is a very small thing. And I do agree that for small personal projects, it opening, like LLMs being able to open that segment up is actually very useful. But when it comes to the time to like make it public like this, to go into like a PR to like give it to somebody, I do sort of wonder like, it's exactly what you said. It's like those caveats, right? Like those caveats that are there. The caveats that come with opening code and like providing the ability for anybody to contribute code that they don't really understand places the onus of understanding on the person receiving the code, which was always there. But there used to be like a system of trust where you could sort of work with the other person, and you could actually lean on their knowledge to help you navigate through this problem. And through this problem of like trying to understand what is actually going on here. Whereas now, you can't do that. And so it's like, the whole thing is thrown over the fence, but there's no support line to be able to be called into, where they can help you explain what is going on here. That's an interesting caveat there. It should not be merged in projects that have collaborators. Well, I don't really know if it's true that it should not be merged in projects that have collaborators, in the sense of like, I don't want to like dictate that people shouldn't use AI stuff at all. Like, I'm not going to use it. If somebody gives me like an AI contribution and they can't explain it to me, then it's like, maybe I'll take the idea as like the idea of like, maybe we should have like an editor, but I wouldn't necessarily take their code because it's just too rife with issues, let alone the whole, I think the still ongoing legal issues of like, where's your code from? Have you signed off on your code, right? But that's for my personal stance. I don't know if I could like reasonably say that like everybody should not be merging it in. I feel like that'd be too overreaching, at least for me as a person, to say for somebody else not to take that. Like if the creator of this repo wants to have it, then you know, they can just have it. Sure, they can do that. I'm not gonna bother. Ew, it's a social construct. When will I be programming on the stream again? Soon, very soon. I need to finish. There's a lot of things that we need to finish, but I'll get there eventually. But we need to finish specifically the. There's like it's a BRB stream. It's like the bus raid stream thing. It's the audio visualizer thing for the music segments. I need to patch that stupid. What was it called again? The Virtua Mates? No, that's like the porn game. What's the non-porn game? What's like the? It's like that 3D model that I had on screen, right? I have to patch that thing to have like Twitch integration. There's a lot of things I have to fix, and even that thing I have to patch because it's got like for some reason the person like leaked all of their internal like file structures. It was sort of a weird repo, but yeah. Not programming on stream. They asked when I'm gonna whip out my model. Oh shit! When will Stickman be programmed and be on stream again? Sorry. That's what you meant. When will the VTuber model appear again? Yeah, that's also soon. Sorry. Yeah, because when you said soon, that's also soon. Okay, I'm just one person. I've landed on the concept that I want. I'm now in because like okay, sorry. So this is all like an aside, but like, chat, the stream died. Oh no. Hello, are we here? Hello, testing. No. Wait, is it just me or is it everything? Let's see if it's just me or if it's everything. No, it's just the stream. Yes, but just Twitch. Yes, but just Twitch. Give it a moment. OBS will figure it out. Okay, I'm back. Do you hear me? Hello, do you hear me? Hello, testing 1, 2, 3. I think something happened with Twitch. I don't know what happened, but my internet was working fine. Otherwise, there was no drop. Otherwise, on my end, it was just. Is that like Twitch or OBS? I don't really know, but my connection otherwise was fine everywhere else because I have something that's also like streaming and it was fine too. You know, hello. Yeah, I have the concept, but just to give background, this stream is done on the side, so it's like what little money that the stream gets is like because like I don't ask for subs because I don't know why you would sub for somebody who I'm gonna leave streaming at some point, right? So like whatever money that goes into the stream, it's whatever I can scrounge up that's like extra, that's from my for fun budget. Because like I budget my life very heavily. I have like life budget. I have like, you know, I'm responsible with my money to take care of my family because I have to take care of like, I don't know, like 5 people. So it's like, unfortunately, the VTuber model will be made when I can scrounge up the money to commission somebody to actually go and do it. Okay? And it has to be like the for fun fund because this isn't my real job. I treat this in the same way that I would treat like going out to have dinner or going to buy a game on Steam. So like that's the fund that it pulls from. So it's like that extra fund that like won't impact my life, but that's just there for me to play with. And that fund is very, very small in my life because I'd rather have the money towards savings and like long-term stuff. We will all leave someday. Okay, but now we're stepping into the philosophy of mortality, and I don't know if we want to go there. But yeah, VTuber model will come soon. I can't tell people not to use AI in their code. I don't use it, and I don't accept contributions for it personally. What about the old one? I said I found it, right? Yeah, but like, I don't know. I don't like it. I was gonna do it, and like, you know, I said I found it, and it was gonna appear next stream, and then I was gonna have it be there. I don't like it. It's weird. It's no longer me. Chat. That skin that you used to see, that I used to wear, that body that I used to inhabit, it's no longer mine. It's a part of me, but it's no longer there. And so it's like it's time to move on from him. But it's me. It was me. In the same way that I used to be me yesterday, but I'm a different me today. But now you have to sleep. No worries. And thanks for showing up. Please sleep tight, and thanks for showing up. You will see a VTuber model soon-ish. It depends on how much longer it'll take to save. Because as far as I know, when I was asking for quotes, like some of them are very expensive, especially because I want to make it like fairly good quality. Because it's like I'm gonna do it once and like basically never again. Because this whole thing doesn't make me money. I'm not asking for subs because like it's really just a part-time for fun thing, right? So it's like it's not like I only really want to do it once. I'm not like a professional streamer that can like get like a model update every couple of months. So it's like to get to that level of quality plus the price, it's like a couple thousand. So I'm slowly saving for it. But it will come soon. But the old skin is important to the new skin. I will say this, okay? The old body is important to the new body because the old body had to be there for the old body to have something in at all. To have any purpose at all. It's not gone. It's not forgotten. It's just hated. It's not gone. It's not forgotten. It's just hated. Okay? Yeah, sorry about that sidetrack thing. I just wanted to see all of your thoughts on it. It's very interesting to sort of see these like different thoughts. But it's also why like I don't want to impose too much of my own thoughts because like I don't want to be like, oh, like your way is wrong, because like I always open the possibility that like I myself could be wrong. But I do have, like, you know, strong oppositions to it in terms of, like, I feel certain things about it, but I need more time to sort of, like, I guess, like, to clean up my arguments, I think. To really get to the point where it's, like, I can really argue effectively for the fact that, like, I don't really know why. Like, it's useful, but it's also, like, not really useful in the grand scheme of things. You know what I mean? Anyways, you did good. At least you did something. However, what is this project anyways? What is this Veet project? What is this Veet project? You'd rather not use AI, but not using AI at all is just hindering yourself in your eyes when everyone is using it and might actually be beneficial. I mean, my counter argument to that is that it's not really hard to use AI. Like, it's like, my counter argument to that is that it's harder to learn the skill as it is, and it's more useful to learn the skill as it is. Whereas like to use AI, all you really need to learn is how to prompt the thing and how to actually like effectively get it to work on these smaller pieces. Where it's like, I think reasonably, I think if you give me like a day, I could figure out how to use an AI to like vibe code something fairly reasonably solid in terms of what it can make. Like, I don't think prompting is that hard, especially because like once you know how to make the thing, you know exactly how to ask it for these things in the way that like AI can sort of like parse your prompt and then knows how to route it to the things that you want it to like give you, right? But like the opposite isn't true. The opposite isn't true where it's like if you don't have the AI and then you don't have the skills, it's like I feel like you're doing two things at once trying to like do it. However, in saying this, I do wonder about the use case for learning. Like maybe in like using it and learning how to prompt it without any skills and having to go through that trial of like trying to even use it. Maybe you could learn then how to actually like describe your project and how to begin thinking about it. But I'm still figuring out what that means specifically for programming. So yeah, it's sort of like that. You're not saying it's hard. You're saying that you wouldn't just say no to AI at all and be purists. You use AI if it actually benefits you somehow. No, yeah, I get that point too. I guess the problem is that, like, that's the thing where I'm like, I don't think it actually gives me any real benefit, really. Like, that's kind of the problem, is like, at least for my own personal projects, the thing that I never really have a problem with is not the coding. Like, it's never been the coding. Like, once you learn the skill, it's to the point where you never really have a problem with actually writing the code. It's like the code is the easy part. The hard part was always getting to the point where it's like I have the idea in mind of what I want to make, and I know exactly how I want it to sort of go. So it's like, as far as I can tell, AI can't solve that for me because it doesn't really think for me. So it's like, basically, what I'm saying is that the coding part is hard because you have to know it to be able to like understand how it's done, to be able to know how to structure it well for various metrics that you care about. But then it's weird how once you know it, the code itself becomes not the hard part. It's like you know how to like chisel the wood to make it the shape that you want, but do you even know what you want the table to look like? Do you even know if you're making a table or a statue? Like, I don't even know yet. You know, and like as far as I can tell, the AI doesn't really make that part any faster. So at least for me, it's not really me being a purist so much as it is like functionally, I don't really see a use case in it. I mean, I have concerns with it in the sense of like, as far as I can tell, if I introduce AI code to my code base, I can't guarantee that it's not going to get me into like a legal landmine, right? I can't guarantee that it's not like a legal issue later down the road, depending on like how the ruling goes, right? In the same way that like when I copy code from Stack Overflow, or like when I look at other repos on GitHub, I have to be somewhat aware of like how it's licensed and then like how they intend me to use it, right? I have to like justify the ways that I go through this stuff. But that's like separate from the use of it, where it's like I don't really find it to be very useful for me. Like when I code things, it's like, yeah, I can just code things up very quickly, but it's just like, it's not really helping me code any faster. And it's not really helping me come up with the idea any better. Like, I think from your mindset, because you have these very clear ideas of what you want to make, for you, but also without the skills to like do it, for you, it's a great help. Because you have the ideas, and so you can prompt the AI. But it's like, I'm not being a purist for the sake of, you know, because it's like I'm not being purist for the sake of being purist. I have reasons for being a purist. Being purist is just like a label that like you assign somebody, but there's like reasons behind why they're doing it. So it's weird to even say that. LLMs can only output code because of all the open source code that they were trained on, which requires attribution. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but the attribution would just be waves hands at the whole internet. Yeah, exactly. And like that's the weird part, where it's like until they settle that, it's sort of like that's the thing that I worry about. It's like until they settle that, I don't know if it'd be possible for me to actually reasonably legally use it. And then let alone like morally, I don't know if I would even want to sort of like be supporting something like that, because it's like it takes a certain mindset to want to circumvent those systems. And not to say that those systems have ever really been anything more than sort of like an exercise of goodwill and trust, but it takes a lot to work around goodwill and trust to make LLMs the way that they are and training them on code the way that they have been. And I don't really know if morally I want to support that kind of thing, because I don't want to sort of erode goodwill and trust, right? So like there's reasons for my purism, but there's also practical reasons. Like there's moral reasons, but there's also practical reasons for it too. So it's like, just in either case, it's like I could learn how to use AI very quickly, but I don't really see use case. You used to not want to use AI because you were like, it would hinder your learning. But after using it, you found that you've been learning more because you do more. Is that, when you do more, what does that mean though? And like, what are you learning when you do more, right? Like, that's the thing that I'm also curious about, is like, are you learning more because you do more, because you're able to move on to the topics that you are interested in? And so therefore your attention is able to be kept on the topic better. And so therefore it leads you to have a better focus on the thing that you're doing, because you're now working on the fun stuff instead of the drudgery. In which case I would sort of then ask you, like, how much of that drudgery is useful to your learning? And if it is useful to your learning to the point where it's like necessary for you to learn the thing, then aren't you not necessarily learning more, but learning differently, and like learning at the same pace that you would have otherwise, but you're just learning the things that you happen to like want to pay attention to, right? Like, it's like, I guess, like, because like when you do more, because like, you know, it's like, how do I explain this? It's like, I don't need to care whenever I sew a shirt what the thread is made out of and where it comes from. I can just buy spools of thread, right? That's a bunch of drudgery that sort of gets in the way of me learning how to like make a shirt, how to like sew a shirt, where it's like the skill to do that is completely different, versus like something that's more in like the realm of, say, math, where it's like I can learn the fun math later on and like use it in the ways that you can do things with the math in that like functional way that like you can learn how to like apply the math. But without the foundation, have I really learned anything? Or am I just using it to further my goals, which is the thing that I'm naturally interested in? And so therefore, I'm able to keep my attention on it, which will then help me eventually go back to it, right? I'm not saying that that's like a bad thing, because that is an interesting angle of like, okay, maybe you could use it to skip all the boring bits of like what it is to get to the fun bits, and then you sort of like work backwards from it. I even said this for the Vulcan stuff, where it's like learning the Vulcan stuff the way that it wants you to do it is like the drudgery first and then the fun stuff, where I would argue that the other tutorials, they do it a lot better, where they get you to the fun stuff immediately and then they ignore all the drudgery. Like the Sasha Willems tutorial on modern Vulcan skips all the window initialization, skips all the like C code you have to learn, and just says, okay, do this and you get a window and you can draw a triangle and it looks sick. And then you can sort of work backwards from that, right? But then there's also that other thing where it's like, okay, well, if you use the math and you never really have a reason to go back to learn it, do you understand what you're doing? It's like, would you ever have the, like, let's say, even if you're at the point where you're at the fun part, would you ever want to go back to learn the fundamentals in the first place? Or would you always be hindered in your learning such that you never have a solid foundation because you never bothered to go back and actually figure that out? In which case, I actually do have something that I read recently that was also sort of related to that, of somebody who was making games in Unity, who was just copy-pasting code and who got to the fun stuff, but didn't understand anything, and so they kept bombing out all of their interviews, but also didn't really know how to fix their problems in their code for their games. And then when they look, and they spent like 2 or 3 years to go back to have to learn it, which is sort of like in favor of the whole, you do it for fun, and then you can use that for fun basis to learn how to do it properly afterwards, because then you have something to apply it to. But it's less, but then, like, in that case, I don't know if AI is unique in being able to like make that any better, because I feel like that's a problem of teaching anything. Like, isn't that like a what's that field of like learning things? Epistemology or something? No, I don't think it's that. It's like some term where it's like how you learn things. Like, isn't that the whole thing of like, you know, some lessons are just like dreadful and like boring, but the same things that are being taught in that boring lesson. Pedagogy, thank you, pedagogy. That's the one. Like, isn't that the entire thing of like, you don't really need AI. It's just one of the many ways to achieve that thing where it's like being taught something in a very painful way that doesn't work for you, taught in a different way might appeal to you more, right? However, in saying that then isn't AI valid for that use case, right? Because it is a different way of doing it. And then it's just a matter of like, do you trust the AI enough to give you the correct stuff that you should be caring about, right? And obviously, if you have the mindset to like double check what it's doing and to do like the research on what comes out of it, which is, I think, more than what 99% of people use AI for, then it could be useful in that way, because then it's like, again, that same thing that I posted about in the Femboy Socks channel of like, oh, you know, you've never seen code written this way. You didn't even know that like C# had like its link facilities to allow you to do complex queries across containers, right? So it's like, if you never knew, how would you ever know? Because all the resources that you had at hand didn't show you, so AI is actually giving you something. That's a complex question. I actually will think about that a bit more. I'm gonna mull on that a bit more, and I'm curious to see your answer to that. Don't post it in the chat, not because I don't want you to post it publicly, but post it because I know it's gonna be any large paragraph I will probably ignore in chat. So post it in the Discord, because I'm not gonna remember if it's in chat, and you know this because chat. You know how I've always said during some stream, like, I'm gonna check this out sometime later, and I never open it ever again? Yeah, that's happened multiple times on stream. So if you have more to expand on your, I guess, like, on, like, the ways that you have gone through that process of learning things with it, please do. I'm curious to see what that experience is. LLM using open source or even closed source code without attribution is bad. But it's not like companies didn't do it before LLMs anyways. Yeah, but, like, companies didn't do it before LLMs anyways. That's true. And people have always been caught sort of, like, in that space where they're using code without attribution, yes. But to say that it should then be sort of like hand-waved away as oh, it's not that big of a deal because everyone does it, it's sort of like the same way, it's like applied to anything else, it would sound insane. It's like applied to any other bad thing, just sort of hand-waving the thing away because people already do it anyway, so like what's the point? Would just be like, well, what do you mean? You know what I mean? Like in any other circumstance, it's like people would look at you and then go like, well, that doesn't make it right. It just means that people it just means that other people are like bad. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be normalized but that should be just on that person's morals. So who takes on the moral burden here? That's sort of what I'm getting at, is like, when you use these tools, do you say that you're morally free of any burden because they're the ones who did it initially, and you're just using the output of their tools? But you're giving them money to be able to like do this stuff. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Right? Like, it's like, and then it's like, okay, well then what do you do? If you know it and you use it, it's on you too. Okay, so, okay, I can't disagree with that point, because it is a point of like, you make your own choices and like you decide how you want to live your life. And I do agree. All people have the liberty to do the things that they want to do, even if it's necessarily bad for the world. You can just do that. Like, I can't really stop you. And arguably, I would only stop you if it's directly harming me, or even indirectly in some way in the long term. And it kind of is, because like, every time you use AI, like, the whole joke is that like a rainforest burns, right? So it's like, I like oxygen, so I'm gonna try to stop all of you from using it. However, I respect somebody who says, I'm gonna be evil because I want to be. Like, at least you know who you are. You know what I mean? Like, at least you know what you're up to. You don't give them money. You only yiff on... Yes, exactly. You only yiff Gemini on Guzan. Okay, yeah. If you use it, but you don't pay for it, and you only cost them money, then I think that you're actually doing good. Because you're extracting knowledge from the machine to use it for yourself, then I think it's good. So, okay, have this. We have a metric, okay? We have a metric. If you spend money for it, you're a part of the problem. If you use it freely to do your stuff, and you just make a new account every single time, or if you just do it within the free limits, then good job. You're extracting value from it. But then it's also a question of like, if you do it, what about the people working on it who need money to survive? And there's like a whole, you know, thing there. Morally good AI sounds like a bit. Well, it's not really a bit. It's interesting in that there could have been a theoretical world where that could have been the case. There could have been a world where that could have been the case, because there is a large amount of stuff out there that is just fully open for you to use, and is completely permissive in the way that like MIT is basically fully permissive, right? So it could have been at the point where like a morally useful AI that isn't trained on like, you know, just like stolen content could have been there. But we never got there in any way that like respected the people behind the thing that made it. And so it's like this thing of like, well, you know, if the artifact itself is what it is, but we don't care about the people behind it, what does that mean, right? It's different, I think, from critiquing the artifact that's output from people, because this is just sort of taking it for your own and then consuming it and subsuming it into whatever you do. You know what I mean? Like, but it could have been good, because like, once you're dead, and copyright laws are crazy, but like once you're dead, at least after 100 years, it's in the public domain. And obviously 100 years is a fairly long time, but like once you're dead, it's not really benefiting you, and it might not really benefit your heirs anymore. And so it's like, well, yeah, maybe it can benefit the world now. And we have a lot of this stuff that's out there already that we could have used, and it's a lot of stuff that we refer to all the time, but we just didn't really bother. For some reason, we just decided to use everything, regardless of what it was. So like, there is a world where it could have been good, and people could have signed off on it. And I still hold that, like, if these companies just like ask people like, hey, can we use your stuff to like train this thing that can help people learn better and like do better? It could have been great. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's just kind of like, it just kind of failed. Let's see. Also, most of it gets routed through the servers that aren't burning rainforests. Americans have to pay extra for that privilege. I didn't know that. Wait, so what do the servers do then? I guess they just get power from the sun. Damn. Well, the sun's free, so maybe it's not that bad, though. There was a attempt to make an LLM from only public domain and uncopyrighted content. It was called KL3M. It never really got made good because the Hugging Face degens had other open weight models to work on. And then the difference between like open weight is that the weights themselves are open, but the things that it's trained on is not necessarily open, right? And so it's like, what I guess like what you're trying to, or like I guess the way that I understand what you said is that the people who could have made it good weren't working on it because they wanted to work on other things instead that like weren't that, because it was already there and didn't have that goal. Like it was like basically what you're saying is it didn't have the proper support to like possibly thrive as much as it could have. Is that what you're saying basically? Because that in that case that would be sad. Yeah, because it was both open weight and open clean data. That's actually kind of sad then. Yeah, because like that would have been an interesting, thing to try out and to think about. Because then maybe we could have like an honest discussion about copyright stuff, and like maybe we could have an honest discussion about like, well, how far can copyright really extend before it becomes useless, and like what does it mean to be useful, right? Stuff like this could have been interesting, but it's all just like the baby's thrown out with the bathwater instead of having like an interesting pathway to get there. You know what I mean? But however, in saying that, all revolutions start from very sort of like very wholly sort of like destructive means. So like maybe that's the only way to get to that point. I don't know. I can't see the future, but I can see that now at least it's kind of sad to see that we couldn't go down that route. The big LLMs are more and more changing stuff written specifically for them. I didn't know that. Okay, if you can, I see you're in the Femboy Socks channel. If you ever have, or if you can find any resources on that like can give me more info, could you link those as well? That channel's free for everyone. By the way, everyone can post in the Femboy Socks channel. I don't know why there's only like 4 or 5 of us. All right, okay, but there could be more of us. Okay, you can post anything. It can be for anything, okay? I know I post a shit ton, but that's because I'm just usually like reading stuff, alright? But like, you can post things too, please. I want to learn things too, okay, chat? I only know the things that I know. Maybe they didn't pass the Discord test. Well, so the test is only for the small intestine. It's only necessary for the small intestine. So you travel through the esophagus, you end up in the large intestine, but then you wonder to yourself, as a fully formed poop, how did I get to the large intestine? It's because you magically passed through the small intestine, but you didn't know about it. The Discord test gives you consciousness within the small intestine. Otherwise, you're passed out through the entire trip. That's the beauty of this Discord server. There's a large intestine? Sorry. The large intestine is subscriber only, but I had to stop it because I didn't want to segregate the chat too much. So it's subscriber only, and there are subscribers, but also like I didn't want to like make it so that subscribers couldn't talk to non-subscribers couldn't talk to the subs. Like, and also there was only like 2 subs, so it was like, yeah, it was a pay-to-win capitalism. Yeah, exactly, it was a pay-to-win capitalism in intestine, and I didn't want that. So like everybody got pushed to the small intestine. Or we should have an asshole. We should have a perineum channel. We should have a perineum channel. Oh my god, chat. Perineum channel that lists every single person who's banned. That's good. We've had to ban a number of people from the server for either being bots or for things like not following the rules, or for just being shitty people. So we could have a perineum channel. Yeah, you think nowadays a lot of them are trained on either output from other models, or like on logs of people interacting with the models, like the logs of people using cursor and stuff like that. I didn't know that. That's actually very interesting. I guess it is like that self-training thing of like, okay, well now you're just refining the results on the data that you have. But I wonder what the limit of that is, right? Because we were discussing that somewhat last night too, of the idea of like, okay, what's like the limits of like the size thing as well for a model. Thank you for posting. For Media, The Guardian. Thank you. I will read these after. Thank you. Anyways, side tangent done. Sorry, that was a long side tangent, but I did tell them that I had more thoughts. Okay, I did tell them you will have my words tomorrow, and so I did promise them some words, and so I did want to see what this was like, and I was interested to see like what everyone's thoughts were. It's why Gemini's date cutoff is still December 2025, because they're incorporating data from itself, or like from usage and like from other sources written for it. That makes sense. I didn't even know about that. If like a new style of YIF comes out, right? Like let's say like a new form of ERP comes out, it wouldn't be able to do it. Would that be when you would drop it? Because I'm going to tell you, every day on AO3, there is a new form of ERP being developed every single moment of our lives, and one of them is going to be a hit. I could not have predicted the hockey one, okay? I could not have predicted how far hockey ERP could have gone. And if it happens after December 2025, I don't think the world would have so much content of it. We need to start a new type of ERP. Because all the work goes into restructuring the data that I have. That makes sense. Okay. Thank you for giving me all that background. I will check that afterwards. Sorry, you came at the wrong time. Sorry. You think I can't in context learn new GIFs? Ooh, well enough. You provided it with GIF innovations. Holy shit. Okay, I don't know if you're in the adult channel, but if you are in the adult channel, it's this one. I'm not gonna click on it. You can post your GIF innovations there. We will listen. We love when people have innovations. Okay, we love. Look, adult cam site called Chatterbait, where only Chads appear on cam. We live for this shit here. We live for this shit. Anyways, thank you. You have my words. You have passed. You have passed, and you've also triggered a very large discussion on things. Welcome back to the Leon. I was laughing at the fact that your dip pen saga has been slowly growing. But we are about to get to you soon, very soon. We've only just finished the first person after me. Mint. You thought that I was talking about GIFs with that weird pronunciation. Holy shit. Chat, that is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Imagine you have a friend who's a furry, who's like into GIF, and they're explaining to you all the hot, sexy GIF that they're creating, that they're consuming, and then you think to yourself like, wow, like how long does it take to like make these? The file size must be massive. It's like, oh man, you poor innocent soul. You poor innocent soul. That's funny. Holy shit. GIF for GIF. I mean, there are probably like GIF GIFs, right? Yeah, like there are GIF GIFs. I can find these pretty easy. Look, GIFparty.com, category GIF GIF. There's hundreds of these. GIFs sure have evolved. GIFs really are just the new video. Like, it's like video files are so old. Everything is just GIFs now. Everything is just GIFs. There's like GIF porn. There's like GIF Shrek. Look, right now in 7TV in chat, you can watch the entire Shrek movie in a single GIF. It's the new medium. Holy shit, chat. Netflix, but it's just GIFs. You have a movie that's just GIFs and an audio file, and you just have to listen to the audio file as it's like dubbed over like these still animation frames. Holy shit, that'd be amazing. Next person, Yuki. Sorry that it took so long to get towards you. However, this one's also good because I don't remember why I posted this. But they wrote something fire, or they did something fire. And then I was like, okay, this has to be good then, based on what they posted as a goal. With people's attention spans, that would work. It would work. However, I don't want to play into the Netflix shitification of movies, which, if you didn't know, Netflix movies and the way that they tell directors to film their movies is apparently to like reiterate the plot constantly, such that people with low attention spans can continue along with the story. Instead of making movies like Oppenheimer, we have Sloppenheimer now. Like, it's actually like a Sloppenheimer epidemic, where movies are constantly trying to reiterate what they're doing so that people don't get lost because they're busy on their phones instead of looking at the movie that they've committed to. Because people have commitment issues now, okay, chat? People have commitment issues. Reminds you of a music album that's complimentary manga for it. Holy shit, what happened to that? How come that stopped? Yeah, how come that like stopped as like a whole medium? Like, I feel like that as a medium was so cool. Can I say Netflix again? Netflix. Hey Google! Open The Shining on the Netflix app! Okay, let's go down to your goal next. Yuki, where is your next goal? I think it was past this, right? Yeah, it was past this. And I was like, in the words of the great Viltrumite, the conductor from Whiplash, because also goals like this are encouraged every day. I thought this was funny. Think, Mark, think! I thought this was funny. Please, somebody laugh at this, please. Look, come up with a goal. I don't know, man. I'm taking each day as it comes right now. Goals like this are encouraged. Every day we struggle to survive, so taking a moment to even think about what you want is great. In the voids of the great Viltrumite, the conductor from Whiplash, you can hear the scene in your head. Think, chat, think. Think, chat, think. That was the joke. And then, you know, the great... Somebody deleted something! Somebody just deleted something. Yuki. Okay, you are not Yext. Wait, are you Yext? Yext. You are next. Yes, you are next. You are down here. They wanted to finish pending commissions and drawing for real this time. Classic. Okay. I don't... Why did I say fire again? Fire. Finish pending commissions. Oh, this isn't like you wrote something fire. This is like, oh, like your house is on fire because your commissions were about to be due. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah. So they wanted to finish their pending commissions, which was from last time. And again, last time, the other designer posted an hourglass, and then they said pressure makes diamonds as they're trembling and then shaking, quaking in their boots, okay? Did they finish their stuff? They finished their pending drawing. And 2 out of 3 commissions. Are you able to, like... Are we allowed to see these commissions? I don't even know if you're still here. You may have checked out when we went on that like AI rant. Sorry, but if you are still here, you actually I'll just even post here. Dearest Yuki, dearest Yuki Potato 15, how are you? We need music for writing this. Where's that playlist I had? It's not safe for work. Oh, okay, never mind. Only one safe for work. Okay, never mind. Well, you could post it in the adult channel, and then you could link to your stuff. I wouldn't mind that. You could post it in the adult channel and then link it to your stuff. And you could also post the safe for work in here, unless this was the safe for work. In which case, is this really safe for work? I don't know. And then you could link to your commission page. Oh man, that is good. Like every time I show that, like a Twitch admin just like hovers over my stream and it's like really, man? Like I gotta put your channel down, man. Like look, stop showing it, please. Anyways, you passed then, and congratulations on completing your commissions. I don't know if you have the same issue that I had when I was contracting, but very early on, I had to get into the mindset of like complete the work early. Don't leave it for last. I'm my own boss, but I also have to be very responsible for my contracts because I'm responsible for the work that is coming out. Otherwise, I'm not gonna get paid, and I'm gonna be homeless. And I don't know if you've ever had that issue, but I still struggle with it to this day because I start my PC up because you need it's messed up. It's messed up that you need a computer for programming, but the same computer houses all of your games. What the fuck? Chat, I need like a dedicated programming tool, right? One that is like specifically made for writing code. Okay? Call it like a code writer, and just make it in the form of a typewriter, so you can focus only on code. Because what the fuck? Anyways, congratulations. Who's next? Second PC? Oh, look at Miss Manager over here. Look at Miss Manager with her $3,000 Death Stranding 2 laptop. Some of us are struggling and eating Costco hot dogs, okay, buddy? I got Costco hot dogs. And I have to go for the Coca-Cola for the value, even though I want the water for the health. And that is the second PC. Sorry for calling you out, sorry. Oh, that is good. Sounds like a good Kickstarter, this stuff. And rug pull! Where have you been all of our lives? Voxel McFoxel, you know what's crazy? If you never made that PR, right? You would have never found... This is like an orphanage. This is like a family finding their long-lost child. Even though you're older than me. Like, where were you all of our lives? We talk about rug pulls all the time here. We love hypothetical rug pull schemes here. It's a problem because somebody's gonna actually fall for one day, and I'm gonna have to like figure out how to refund someone money. I don't know what to do in that case. Oh, that's good. The code that with an E string just for writing code. I've actually been meaning to like make one. It's what's that thing? Cyberdeck? These things. I've been meaning to make one like that. You know, somebody that uses a server to host their code edit, so they just connect from their laptop or gaming computer. So I was thinking of doing that too for my local server, because I have a local server for, both as like a NAS as well as like to like run game servers. But I was kind of like lazy to set it up, and also it wouldn't solve the problem of like me being distracted with a bunch of games, right? Sorry, my wife. You what? Not sorry. I love talking to her. Leave me alone. I'm talking to my wife. Yeah, I wanted to make one because I've seen. So I found this community of people who make things called cyber decks, where they make basically like mini purpose-built PCs, and I'm like, oh shit, some of these are cool. Like, look at this, real cyber deck designed as like a mini PC in a form factor that you can bring in. That you can bring anywhere. And some of these people even use things like what's that mesh network thing? But like it's a mesh network for like out of band communication, or like sorry, like wireless like local wireless communication thing. What's it called? I forget the thing. What's it called? But like these things double as like a radio. Zigbee? No. It's not for IoT. It's specifically for. I mean, it's the same concept, but like specifically as like a wide area messaging protocol. So it's like you know how like, no, it's not a ham radio, although these can function as ham radios as well. Imagine like a text client where you just like transmit your message out into the world using radio. So it is using that to like send it within your local wide area as far as it goes, and then like everyone can just connect to it. But it's called mesh something. It's like a specific name for the software. I'll find it at some point, and I'll link you to it. But these, however, these do have those these things do have those capabilities where they do have antennas and like wireless receivers and like connectors and like stuff like that. Like just to be able to like function as like a radio and stuff. Like they actually do work as that too. Some of these things get very complex. Some are very simple, but some are very complex. You know, that enter key, I have that same enter key on a different keyboard, and I love it. But at least the same style. Wikipedia says that there are over there's 70? Okay, maybe I won't be able to find it then. I was gonna go to Wikipedia to find the one that I'm thinking of, because usually on Wikipedia it'll even list like software that implements it, and I was like, okay, maybe I can show the one that I saw. But if it's 70, I'm not gonna do that. It's gonna take me too long. I'm gonna search through my history after. Remind me to do that off stream. They use something similar for audio management in concerts. Really? I didn't know that. Like they have like a custom machine for audio management in concerts? Isn't that just like a deck? It's like those like music deck things, you know what I mean? That's kind of cool. But yeah, this is what I was thinking of building one day, where it's like, okay, only for developing code, because it's so weak that it can't run games, but it's also strong enough that it can just like compile and then build things, and I can use it on my bed. And then some people go even crazier, like this one. So like you see this one? Sorry. I love the contrast. This one has all kinds of things. It has a bunch of these like really interesting ports on the side too, very old school ports, different card readers and stuff. This thing is made for like this thing is made for the apocalypse, when you have to scrounge up old tech and you have to find these like things that are in various, I guess, like states of degradation to like try to use them again. This is somebody's attempt at saving money. $6 keyboard plus $25 broken Pixel 4a equal cheap pocket terminal. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And yet, still, I would love to use this. I would love to use this. Or photos of, holy shit, triple screen architecture work cyber deck in use. Look at this. Okay, this is a bit much. If I saw somebody go to a hotel with a suitcase like this, I would think that they're gonna like plant a bomb or something. What is this? The cup of coffee looks... Chat, this is like imagine you go into a Starbucks and someone has this. I would be like, what the fuck? They have a touchpad. They have a touchpad. They have a screen dedicated to... They have a screen dedicated to their computer stats. Touchpad, screen dedicated to their computer stats, ports on the top, suitcase body case, some audio ports on the side, keyboard over here, screens on this one connected on the swivel hinge so you can swivel it like open close. I don't really, assuming just for like space, but maybe you could just use one screen. All connected by a ribbon cable to the main unit. Wow. And with sketches. This is I can tell that they're in architecture because the sketches look nice. Holy shit, a 7-screen laptop. What the fuck is this? Expanscape Aurora 7. Is this real? This can't be real. Who is going to use this? Expanscape Aurora 7. Is this real? Failed product designs. Holy shit, this is real. A British company called Expanscape developed this monstrosity known as the Aurora 7. This is real. These are all the HD machines. They are, kind of, yeah, because it's like... I've topped out at 3 monitors. I have 1 monitor for videos, obviously. My music player is in the background because I'm listening to music as I'm watching a video. And my 1 monitor is for documentation, 1 monitor is for code. And then the code is split into like 2 different panes. So like half the monitor is for the code, half the monitor, and then half of it is for my idle game. 7 feels like too much. At this point, you just want to look cool. Made to order for $20,000. Battery life only offers 1 hour of unplugged time. Screens on screens on screens. You need more. Honestly, when it's closed, it doesn't look that bad. Like when it's closed up, it's like it actually seems like it has a fairly good form factor. But it's when you open it that you realize the monstrosity that is hiding for you. Like look at this one. The way that some of these screens open feels like I don't know how to explain this, so I'm just gonna show you it. Final Fantasy VII Advent Children Cloud Sword. It's like his sword from Final Fantasy VII. Okay? That laptop looks the same as this. It's the same as Cloud Sword from Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. Okay? Where it opens up in these crazy ways. You have to expand it to like build the Buster sword from like the Bustless sword, right? it's just like a constant like need to snap everything into one form, right? That's what this is like. Because this one slides out from the side. This one slides out from the top. This one opens up from behind the one that slides out from the side, up the top. And then it also has like a bottom piece. And then this one slides out from the right side and it even has its own smaller screen. That's crazy. And then they have an extra one on the side for fun. Transformers, 7 screens in disguise. Transformers, 7 screens in this. It's close. It needs. There's too many syllables. It needs work. Oh, there's an add-on that's being released recently with Sephiroth drinking a beer. What? Sephiroth ad drinking a beer. Sephiroth beer. What? The fuck is this? Donbei Udon commercial. What is this? Oh, I'm so full of screens. I'm so full of oh my god, chat. He's got a little tail, chat. He's got a little tail. Oh my god. He's an e-boy. Sephiroth the e-boy with the headphones that has the ears and the tail butt plug. Not interested in your Donbei, Cloud. Eat this. Oh my god! Eat the Donbei! It'll always be with you. Eat the Donbei! No! Cloud, you fool! Good boy! What? いい子だ。売り上げクラスファースト。日清のどん兵衛。どん兵衛を送ろうか。日清。Please clap too, so it doesn't sound like I'm clapping by myself, please. That might be the most effective ad I've ever seen in my entire life. That is the best ad I've ever seen before. That is a great ad. But that wasn't the... But yeah, it wasn't the beer. There's a beer one too. What is this one? Okay, he prepares his sword. Okay, cool. He cut the lemon. Imagine using all of that power. The cells of Genova just to be able to cut a lemon. Beautiful. Okay, it's why do they make him so fucking sexy, man? Why do they make him so fucking sexy? Look at the way he bites that lemon. The way he bites that lemon, why the fuck is it so hot? What the fuck? Everyone please clap. So like, you know, clap with me so it doesn't sound like I'm clapping myself. AI chatbots. Mr. Beast is what Fred Rogers warned us about. You love the anti-Linus the recommended video. Holy shit. Sorry, wife. This, thank you for showing me this. Thank you. I would have never known about this if you didn't show me, and I'm so glad. Like, why, how this... It's amazing. It's only for 5 days from April 29th. I have to go to Japan in chat. No streams tomorrow and the day after until May 7th. I'm flying I'm gonna fly to Japan to Roppongi Hills to go eat at this bar. Wow. I'm gonna save both of these ads for later because I need them both in my life, and I'm just gonna think about them. Clapping right now. Thank you. Look, he really wants him to eat this donbei. Cloud's like, shut up! I don't want to eat the donbei. It's so good. Holy shit, it's so good. Thank you for showing me. That was amazing. I love it. Actually amazing. Anyways, I need to build this. I don't know how we got to there from there, but I have to build that. Yuki, you've succeeded. Congratulations. Who is next after Yuki? Because Yuki got us there. Okay, and then 4596, their goals were to sleep. No big goals since they were getting sick. And they did indeed sleep. And they didn't die. Because they're here right now. And they didn't stay up too late each night. Good job. Here's your head pat. From Sephiroth. Oh, Sephiroth! Oh, chat. I have a new VR chat world idea. And I want you to hear it. Okay? Sephiroth head pat world. We take the voice clip of him saying good boy from the donbei ad. And we make him say "good boy" after he head pats you. Like he's like beckoning you to come over, and then when you get there, he like head pats you. Holy shit, that might be the best world. That it's that and the Final Fantasy X laugh scene VR chat world. We have to make them both, as well as the Shibari world. Okay, remind me to make the Shibari world Final Fantasy X Titus laugh scene as well as that. All right, holy shit. Who else was here? I swear there was one more that we missed. I think because your goal was a part of your update. Here we go, yeah. Goal, do more of that next week. Also learn to play some songs. I think you were the last one. So let's see how you went. Because you had a whole paragraph. Why is this paragraph here? You learn songs, how to work on them more though, and you brush your teeth. What songs are you working on? Like what's the song that you're learning? Is it Mary Had a Little Lamb or is it like or is it Gojira, right? Didn't go to the doctor. Also, you think you might be scammed out $10 because of that. The website where you search for doctors has a subscription type thing. Please don't sign up for a subscription to go find your doctor. That's stupid. You always ignore it because you think your mind just automatically filters out subscriptions similarly to ads. This time you clicked it to see what's up with that. And channel there was a 30% discount for doctor appointments. You don't need to spend the money. Please don't buy a subscription to see a doctor. Please. Free for the first 6 months and then $1 every other 6 months. You're like, okay, where's the catch? The math is not mathing. And then it was like, get a prepay half the price. And you notice that it's not refundable in case you cancel the appointment. Some players might agree to reschedule, preserving the discount. Some might not. There's a catch. But you mean it makes sense. You're always wondering why they didn't have this type of system in the first place. Chat, there is a system. The system already exists in places with socialized healthcare, okay? I live in Canada where we have a good healthcare system, okay? Our socialized healthcare system, it's free. You can go on a national registry to find a family doctor. Well, not national, it's like provincial, okay? You can then just call your doctor and be like, hey, can I come in tomorrow to like go see him because my back is hurting? And then they go, yeah, sure, okay, come. It's free. It's literally free. And my doctor knows everything about me because he's my family doctor. And the hospitals, they know everything about me too because I've been there so many times. I keep dying. The system already exists in places that have good healthcare systems. You're just paying money for something that's like paid for by us in taxes, which is cheaper overall compared to paying privately a subscription fee. A subscription fee to see a doctor. Anyways, first time, next day you schedule the appointment and prepay. Next day you get sick and can't stop sneezing. First time you get a cold in years, you're rescheduling. You could still go, but you didn't feel that bad. But the infected people doesn't feel good. Thank you for not being patient zero. Some people don't know about that, okay? We'll have to phone and ask if you had to pay the full price or not because that wasn't clear. Also, before that, for 2 months, you're going to the free doctors, kind of trying to figure out how the whole system works, which has been a goal of yours for 1 to 2 years now. I remember you saying this for like 2 years, yeah? In the end, they said they can't give you a referral to a clinic that you want because they are a provincial level clinic, so they can only give referrals to other provincial level clinics and can't give them to city level clinics, yes. Although the law says that they should give to whichever, but okay, yes, but it's like... Well, it depends on your system, but I've also heard like over here, if it's like out of network, then it's like hard for them to like give money, or to like get money for it too, and they need to get paid for it because it's like a whole thing of like they have to like tell the government what they've done and stuff like that. But I digress. I don't know too much about it, but I do know it's not as easy as it should be just because the law says so. There's like considerations for the healthcare provider that they have to think about too. And you would like to have gone to the provincial one, but the problem is you've already been to the one that they gave you a referral to. And you know there that they have people from your army or whatever. So you're pretty sure you will either get conscripted and or jailed if you set foot in there. Oh, yeah. So private medicine, it is for now. Again, you guess. And when you're done, you want to try crashing a random city clinic and see if they boot you or what. Okay, that's a good point. Yeah. Try to avoid the avoid the jailing or the conscription thing. Yeah. And maybe stay in like a private one. Yeah. Okay, you what? Okay. For this chat specifically, they probably have to deal with this, okay? Their circumstances are a little crazy. I'm not gonna get too deep into it. It's a whole thing. They can talk about it themselves. But that is interesting to think about. I never thought about that. Made a proper baseline for you to fly me. Then you also relearned an old song that you knew how to play on piano, but on the keyboard. Nice. That's the last one. I'm gonna look at this piece of artwork. This is the safe for work one. Chat. Who commissioned you to make this? Why is it so sad? Somebody paid you to make this scene? Look at this scene and listen to the song. And now you need a copyright-free screaming. Wow. Someone paid you to make this. Like, listen to it. With this sad song and all the screaming. Listen to this. Listen to the pain and the suffering. Listen. Sorry. Oh, client's making a light novel and illustrating some scenes. Wait, that's sick. Wait, that's actually a really cool commission, because I've always wondered what's the process to go from like a light novel to like a more drawn out thing. So the not safe for work version is he takes his clothes off. I'm hoping the not safe for work version is not based off of this one, because the implications are incredibly dark. However, the artwork is busted. So congratulations, everybody. You have all held yourselves accountable successfully for another week. Okay? Congratulations. I want all of you to look at yourself in the mirror, okay? If you don't have a mirror, just imagine yourself. How many of you can imagine all the folds of your skin? How many of you can imagine all of the, shape of like your nose, of like the angle of your ball sack, right? I don't know. How many of you can possibly do that? But if you can, please do so. All of you, congratulations. You have survived this week. Survived once again. The accountability circle for this week and the last 2 weeks is now over. Please enter your new goals for the next Monday, and thank you for showing up. I really enjoy seeing this. Your angle is non-existent. True! Your angle, you have a different angle. You have a different angle. This is fucked up. It's fucked up. Anyways, congratulations, everyone. Thank you for sharing. And again, this is why I love doing this, right? At first, I was like, okay, this is useful for me so I can get my goals done. But then after a while, I realized the true value of this. It's not about vanity, okay? Orwell says it's about vanity. He says in point number one is about the ego of a person that like makes somebody do this, right? But no, I don't think it's ego. I think specifically, it is the desire to share your triumphs with one another that makes this thing so beautiful, and to learn more about each and every one of you. Exquisite urine, my ladies and my lords. Sorry. I didn't say it correctly. Fuck. I was gonna go like, I don't know. Exquisite urine, my ladies and lords. Exquisite urine. Thank you all for joining this week. Stop praying! This is not a cult. This is not a cult. We are not summoning demons anymore. It's not a cult. Now I'm asking for too much. Now you're asking me to succeed in my life. Now I've got to actually do good in life. Yeah, have a demon. Have a demon.